been fresh developments on this. British investment firm Centricus, which oversees £29 billion in assets and features several season ticket holders, has confirmed its offer, saying it wants to maintain and support existing management to ensure Chelsea's continued success. In its words, there are a multitude of bidders, I've got to say. Former Chelsea captain John Terry also supporting a group which wants to buy 10% of the club to make sure it's held accountable by fans. As property developer Nick Candy, he has improved his bid yesterday with the addition of another large international backer. I mentioned those FA Cup semi-finals. Chelsea Palace is one of them. Liverpool Man City is the other. Supporters groups from both clubs calling for the game to be moved from London. That's because there'll be no direct trains from Liverpool or Manchester to the capital on the weekend of April 16th and 17th. That's due to engineering works. So fan groups saying, get it moved, perhaps play it up north. The FA in discussions to see if those rail works can change. We'll wait and see if that amendment is made. The hope will be to get both the semi-finals played at Wembley. There's going to be a repeat of last season's Women's FA Cup final in the semis with Arsenal facing Chelsea. That draw took place last night at BBC Sport. It was conducted by former Arsenal player Faye White. The top two teams in the WSL, Arsenal and Chelsea, face each other, with Manchester City playing West Ham. Now, three-time champion Phil Nicholson is set to miss the Masters next month for the first time in 28 years. He's taking a break from the game after his criticism of Saudi Arabia's regime. Nicholson was involved with a Saudi-backed golf series, which he hoped would reshape the PGA Tour, but faced a backlash for inflammatory comments he made during an interview in November, which he later called reckless. On Monday, Nicholson's name was removed from the list of active players competing at the tournament, which he, of course, last won in 2010. Our fullbacks, Tyrick Mitchell and Carl Walker-Peters, have earned their first England call-ups after four players withdrew from Gareth Southgate's squad. Crystal Palace defender Mitchell at Southampton's Walker-Peters replaced Reece James and Trent Alexander-Arnold, who are out with injury, and Ramsdale and Tammy Abraham have also withdrawn from England's matches with Switzerland and Ivory Coast. They were replaced by West Brom's Sam Johnson and Villa striker Ollie Watkins. And Cricket England's interim head coach Paul Collingwood says he's going to wait and see before making a decision on whether to go for the job on a more permanent basis. Collingwood's currently in charge of the team for the tour of the West Indies.
Well, it depends what job is up for offer. We don't know until a managing director comes into place, and then we'll see what jobs are up for offer. But I'm loving being involved. I've always loved working for England, and as long as I make a difference, I'll be happy.
Boris Becker's trial in London continues. The former tennis star is accused of failing to hand over assets to settle his bankruptcy debts. Becker was declared bankrupt in 2017. He's alleged to have been hiding assets and transactions worth over £4.5 million. 54-year-olds failed to hand over his trophies, including his 1985 Wimbledon title, as well as silverware from his win at the Australian Open in 1991 and 1996. He denies all charges. And finally, backed by popular demand, Dan, you asked for this. Here we have a father commentating on his son's goal. His son plays as a goalkeeper. Have a look at what happened in the last minute of the game.
Go on, Charlie, go on. It's it. That's it. It's it. Oh, what's the goal? What a goal! Must be it. I've taped it.
That is my favourite bit. I've taped it.
Sometimes doesn't even know what taped it means. Yeah. That is how happy
I've taped it on
he
the
was.
phone. I've taped it.
Look at them all getting around him at the end. It's great, isn't it? It's a goalkeeper.
I can't believe it.
You can see the linesman as well, right at the end, with his hands in his head. He can't believe it.
Look.
Just brilliant.
Don't worry,
he's taped it.
He's taped
it on tape. Go on, Charlie. He taped it.
Well done, Gary.
Well done for not dropping the phone, though. Do you know what I mean?
Incredible. And you kept this incredible. And to remember it was the word tape, even in that moment. Amazing.
Thank you. I love that.
Thank you. It is 8:41. Now, the Royal College of Nurses has warned that the government needs to help with fuel costs, or they're going to risk losing key workers.
I just had Nationwide message me. I've come down about £2 or whatever. Actually, it was £1,009 note, right? And now it's 1,007. But I argued with them, you know, over the phone. I was live on YouTube. I was on YouTube, and it was harassment. It was just like unbelievable, really, because I said, look, nationwide, you left me with no money, nothing, no food, no nothing. So I went straight to another bank, and I'm with a different bank. I nearly said who it was, but I'm not going to tell you, seriously. But I could do, I suppose I could do, but I'm not going to really. Anyway, the situation was, I was through my overdraft, and I normally pay it all off and you know, use it again and just pay it off again and use it again and all this and all that, you know, that's how it was and all that. Suddenly they took the piss. Twice they've done this. Twice they left me with nothing, right? So I thought, well, actually, what it is now, I'm at that time, the second time, I had giddy spells, and I desperately needed to use my visa to use Deliveroo. You know Deliveroo, it's amazing, it's great. You know, they pay £10 an hour, and you get on your bike and you ride and you deliver someone's stuff, food or whatever it might be. Basically, the situation was I couldn't even use my Deliveroo on my phone because Nationwide let me die in the streets. You know, I just, fuck it, you can fall over if you want. We don't care. We just want your money. And they wanted £50 a month, right? And I said, no, I can't afford that. I can probably do you £30 a month. And he said, no. He phoned me at 7:30 at night time, right? And I was on YouTube. There he was. Well, I said, look, mate, you know, it's going to be like £10 a month if we don't watch out. And it ended up, right, Nationwide started using their power, you know, and got debt collectors onto the case and all that, right? And suddenly, boom, 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 here I go. Right, let's go then. Let's sort it all out, right? And basically what it was, I talked to the debt collectors and I let them know the situation. And basically, well, I said to them, I told them exactly this, what I just told you now, how they were harassing me for more money when I ain't got it, you know, and all this and that. So basically what happened was I ended up paying £10 a month standing order to the debt collectors, right? Right, and they told Nationwide, right, this is it, you're getting £10 a month whether you like it or not, and that's how it is. So I've still got the account open because they won't close it until it's paid up. But I mean, I might, you know, if they treat me with respect, I might use them again. Maybe, well, I don't know, really. I mean, £10 a month, I'm not going to miss it, am I? Really? I mean, and Nationwide can sit there forever because I'm not going to use them again. They left me with nothing.
That's going to make such a big difference.
All I'm doing now is screenshotting a few things, like my daughter, and today's date and time and everything like that. And also my Gordon Thomas White Facebook. And what amazed me just a minute ago, I watched the news, and it was Russia, like Russia. You know, I know they're the ones that have been not very nice to Ukraine and all that. We know that, right? But they've got so much power. It's unbelievable. And if you look at Facebook, it's bloody American. It's American, and they take the piss. Literally, they do, honestly. And on Facebook, there's a lot of scammers, you know, and there's a lot of black people, right, using white ladies' pictures and love stories and, you know, I love you and all this sort of shit and robbing the shit out of the people, just like that. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I've had, my phone's been ringing and it's on Hangout, right, on Hangout, and it's a fucking nigger. Right. Hello, babe. I remember that. When the fucking nigger was there. You know, he was telling me he was someone from Scotland up the road. You know, just like in the United Kingdom, up the road. You know, sort of thing. And she was going to come this way and all this and all that. And she got stopped somewhere, and the car was in a police compound. But I mean, at the same time, I had the real police on the phone. Right, honestly, and it was funny. There's another nigger. That was the same nigger. I think it was. But at the end of the day, I mean, you got to watch these little fucking black bastards because they just do that. They just fucking rob the shit out of people, right? And why I want them taken off the TV and radio is because if you listen to the radio, all you can hear is black rappers, you know. Oh yeah, whatever they're singing about. It's just sick. It's twisted, fucked up. Right, they're just extremists. That's what they are, extremists. I heard the word extremists, and extremists is something like we're going to smother the fucking planet with loads of black rappers, you know what I mean? And we don't want black rappers who are just going to piss off all the white people. You know, fuck it. I'm British, you know. I've been dragged around all over the country, you know. Fuck it. And I reckon actually a lot of the niggers they got little dicks, and I've got a big dick. There you go. How about that? This is a t-shirt. I got it right. But let's see now. What does it say? It says acting like a dick. Make oh shit.
Thank you very much indeed. Doesn't that look glorious?
Acting like
Have a great Tuesday.
a dick.
No.
Make you.
No, it was a really tough.
I can't see back to front. What the fuck?
As they saw much character Marlon Dingle suffer a life-threatening.
Acting like a dick.
Who plays Marlon, who's with us in the studio today, lovely to have you in the programme, has described the scenes as some of the most challenging.
Won't make you bigger, sweetheart. Yeah, we'll say sweetheart because all the most of them are just like taking the piss out of the British people. Okay, but I reckon we got bigger dicks than you. Yeah, and I'm not gay. You know, no niggers getting near me, right? Seriously. Actually, I had niggers on my doorstep. I had a teenage nigger trying to stick a needle in my ass, and I told him to go away. That's on YouTube. And on top of that, then the next day, I think it was, I had a visit from a 6 foot nigger called Stephen Aber. Stephen Aber, well, there he is, a 6 foot nigger like this. Are you recording me? Are you recording me? Like this. Are you recording me? Yes, I'm recording you. And I had a letter in my hand, and it was hand delivered, right, to me by a nigger, right, and it was Doctor. What's his name?
Challenging stories at times, but this really is another level.
Dr. Courtney. Dr. Courtney. Now, Dr. Courtney, right, thinks I'm fucking Superman or some shit. He thinks I've got the power and the energy to actually go and fucking get back to Mowbray Lodge, you know, in Winchester, right? Yeah, I can't even get on a bus. I don't even want to get on a bus. You know what I mean? Why am I getting on buses? I mean, what the hell? Shit, I should be able to afford a taxi. But no, I spent over 200 quid, right, trying to get home every day for 5 hours and then back into the Mowbray Lodge with the niggers and all that shit. There they were, fucking working for fucking NHS. NHS, you're so fucked up, you're employing loads of them, right? And they think they got the power over us. Right, Keith is a black bloke, right? And there he is. He's been in there for years and he's still in there, right? And he gets really nasty. Actually, he's got a really fucking nasty kind of like what was it like? He done something, and I see it in his face. He got nasty. I could see it. Oh, there he is. Fucking hell, look at that. You know what I mean? They do get, these niggers do get fucking nasty, I'll tell you now.
All I can say is that it was like I was watching myself just from behind myself, like almost out of body experience. And I just wanted to just get somewhere safe. So I ran to the touchline. Everybody started
ran to somewhere to get safe. And I'd come to this place to rest, right? Vivid Homes are fucking shit. They're so shit they destroyed the garden I done, right? But I didn't have time to talk to the manager when he come round to see my shed. It's been burnt out and it's not been touched for fucking a long time, right? What can I say? I mean, shit. You know, I made it look fucking amazing. Yeah, so Vivid Homes, you're fucking shit, really. I'm still in this place. I'm a tenant. I'm on benefits. I ain't got no money or fuck all. But I'm just dragged around from this home into fucking section units all over the fucking country, right? And it's I've never had this experience in my life, okay, until I moved to this fucking place, right? So this is it, right?
Trying to understand what it's like in that moment.
Yeah, what's it like in that moment when fucking police and fucking NHS and psychiatrists and doctors and all the rest of the shit all on my doorstep telling me I'm not well? What the fuck? Why don't you piss off?
So terrifying at that time, and Mike's done an amazing job.
And Nick, seeing you sitting here chatting to us on the sofa, you
Look,
seem to have made a full recovery. How are you?
a full recovery. How are you? Why didn't you get me on the fucking telly then, you stupid little bitch? What the fuck? Actually, I'm not going to call her a bitch. I like her. I think she's a nice lady.
But yeah, I'm doing really well, and most importantly, it's now.
I'm doing really well. Yeah, now look at me. I feel a little bit better this morning. Actually, I'm all right. I don't sound so nervous, like I say, but like I do get nervous. My voice goes nervous. It's fucking crazy, and it's all because of all these black bastards. You know what I mean? We're going to give you drugs like crazy. We're going to fuck you up on drugs. We're going to make you sleepy as fuck, lock you up, and keep you confined, take away your phone, and all sorts of shit like that. Well, why don't you fuck off, you nigger? I've never been so pissed off at fucking brown people. It's not just fucking like, but it's rappers. You listen to rappers, listen to them on the radio, listen to them on the telly. Fucking look at the bastards.
The response on Twitter last night was extraordinary because you realise how many people have gone through.
And I try to get over Facebook and all the bullshit you get on Facebook, right? Suddenly I look on news and suddenly I find fucking Russia, they've got the power to deal with Facebook and Instagram. And I thought that's fucking great. They don't even allow fucking Facebook and Instagram in Russia, right? Or some shit like that. And I thought that's fucking perfect. Someone who's got the power to say what the fuck goes on. Because, I mean, Russia, looking after all the bullshit we get on Facebook. They don't even let fucking Facebook exist. You know what I mean? It's like, no, we're not having it in Russia. And they got the latest fucking war fucking shit going on. I know they fucking hurt a load of people in Ukrainians, but I you know, Russia, Ukrainians. I mean, what the hell? I mean, I don't even know, right? But, like, all I know is people were suffering in Ukraine. So let's fucking look back through history. What have the royal family been doing? They've been looking after all the niggers. Yeah, they have. They fucking looked after all the niggers. Yeah, everywhere, right? And all the niggers have been doing over the years is fucking locking up the British people, and that's why the royal family are getting shit from me. I'm removing all that shit on Instagram, you know. This is just the way it is, you know. What the hell? I mean, why is the royal family so fucked up and licking the ass of all the niggers?
To the symptoms, and also I don't mean it's in a sort of, you know, trying to put fear in anybody's mind, but there's also that concern that it could happen again. I remember speaking to Fabrice Remember about this, who collapsed on the.
Yeah, I had it on there. My friend in America, in New York, he says, "Oh, God, you can't say that," because I know I said about dealing with the niggers and that shit, right? And then I said something about my granddaughters, because I've not seen them for about 4 or 5 years, and basically what it is, I can imagine it's the NHS that fucking made my daughter fucking give up on all this bullshit, because my daughter was my next of kin and she was actually getting me out of section units, but she ain't got time for that shit. I can imagine she's probably fucking pissed off with the NHS, the way they've been fucking just dragging me around, right? She knew exactly what the shit I was getting into with all these fucking niggers. You know, all these Asians and Africans and whoever the fuck it is, wherever these people come from, they're brown as fuck, and they're fucking telling me I'm not well. Sick bastards. And if you look on my Instagram, you'll see about all the black people that think it's great to be rich as fuck, loads of money. It says some shit. I've got it on my Instagram now. I can actually tell you now straight away. There's my daughter anyway. Look, there she is. You can tell she's fucking happy as fuck.
the audience.
She's got the power. This is it. My daughter is. I made her as fucking powerful and strong and great and looking good and everything, right? Because I wanted her to feel good and be good and happy and look after people and just be in control of all your shit. This is it. There's Gordon Thomas White on Facebook. Look at this. Look, this is Facebook. Look at this. Look.
Contact her as the storyline develops as well. But as I say, you've done a great job.
It says on here about I don't. Actually, I should be able to see it. Look at this. Yeah, look at this.
How much work goes into making sure that that's right? I mean, obviously, this conversation between you and Neil, and I imagine you're talking to other members of the production team. But the care and attention from
this is my cover picture, Gordon Thomas White on Facebook. I don't go on that account really because I can't remember the password or whatever the fuck it is. I'm not interested. I mean, I'm all right. I'm just fine. But really, I mean, what can I say? I mean, if you look at all the niggers, all they do is fucking rob people and take the piss and get themselves in the radio, on the radio and TV and all this sort of shit. I remember I got dragged out of my house and taken to Western Superman, fucking miles away, right? Seriously, up the road, all the way to fucking Western Superman. And what did I listen to on the radio? Niggers, yeah.
I guess could be coined as a stroke of luck is getting a fresh perspective and realizing what actually does matter in life from now on. And from my personal sake is making sure actually I really want to help others just avoid this happening to them.
I'm trying to stop people getting attacked by fucking NHS. NHS are fucking control freaks, and most of them are Indian, African, or fucking Asian, or some shit like that.
Was it strangely emotional to watch it last night? I was just in the hotel room, and honestly, it was completely tearful, because it was just did it really, really well. And I think a lot of the things that we talked about, you as I say, you nailed it. You really.
I wonder if we can get on the telly and not swear.
What it's like in that moment. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story today. And Mark, congratulations on a beautiful story.
I'll probably never get on the telly. Well, I don't know. Really. I remember coming out of the fucking section unit in Winchester, racing into town, popping into the BBC studios, and quickly saying shit about whatever was going on. Probably something, I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was about me being able to get out of the section unit, race on 3 buses, all the way fucking up to see my daughter, and spend just like 10 or 20 minutes and get raced all the way back on buses, all the way back to Winchester to get sectioned. And I've done fuck all wrong. Do you know what I mean? I went to see my grandchildren and my daughter and everything. It was great. But it was not long. It was only fucking like 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. Not long at all. And I said, I've got to go. I ain't got time. I've got to get back because of the fucking NHS fucking mental health bullshit. Right? NHS, you're so fucking shit. It's unbelievable. You destroy families. You do, honestly.
People in Kherson say they were fired on as they protested against occupation. There are reports of injuries.
Oh, there's more war.
President Zelensky said it was a rally for freedom, something the Russian military hasn't experienced, saying they were sent here as if sentenced to death and sentenced to shame.
Yeah, who should go sentenced to death? I reckon it's fucking most of these fucking people that I have to deal with. You know what I mean? People that I see and they assess me and they just sat there with all their money and they're fucking like, and some of them are old as fuck and they're brown fuckers I don't even like because they just stood there and go, take this, take that, do this, do that. We're going to lock you up. We're going to give you a little bit of time of freedom and freedom of speech and all that shit. You can go out for 5 minutes or whatever and you've got to get back in again. Yeah, well, you can fuck off, you bastards, because I was born in this country and I'm not going to get fucking locked up. No fucking way, you nigger bastards. I can't stand you, cunts. Keith. No, not Keith. Keith Gordon actually is he's an Englishman. He's right across the road from me, right? He come out of Marbury Lodge with me and he fucking killed himself. He killed himself, you know what I mean? And it was Marbury Lodge. They're the ones that made him fucking die. They destroyed him. They never helped him at all.
Sergei's brother Igor was killed when Ukrainian barracks to the east of Odessa were bombed. Here, the Russian invasion feels relentless.
Это наша земля, мы тут живем.
This is our land, he says. We live here. Where should
This
we
is
go?
our land. We are. This is our people and all that. Yeah, we'll have to look at to see who's over there and all that. You know, I want to get in control of the United Kingdom. I want to say fuck the fucking situation with the police and the NHS and the royal family and all that bullshit. I'm a British man. I was born British, and I'm fucking not going to take no more shit. You know, all the police do is take notes. They put it down and oh yeah. So you're saying this now, you're saying that, and yeah, oh yeah. You know what I mean? Basically, fucking hell, the NHS and the police are so shit. It's unbelievable. A white man is going to suffer because a black man is going to fuck him up.
That's right. Around the major cities like Kiev, the capital, Kharkiv, the second city in the northeast of Ukraine, the Russians no longer seem to be making much progress. All of their tanks and armoured vehicles appear to be largely static. Indeed, some signs
I was in the army cadets when I was a kid.
Picture reflected really across almost all of Ukraine, apart from around Mariupol.
I was a Cub Scout Army cadet.
Signs that the Russians are making progress.
I raised money. I even took a nigger to court when I was a kid.
2 weeks. But yeah,
because the nigger fucking said, "Oh, give, you know, actually, no, I don't know how, but I lost about £80 to a nigger called Paul Nandra. Paul Nandra, I don't know where the fuck he could be, but his family, right, his mum and dad and that shit was just across the road from my mum's, you know, many years ago, right? And I took that fucking nigger to court. Paul Nandra, yep. I made him pay.
Or biological weapons. There has been a lot of chat around from Russia about Ukraine having them, and that is being seen as potentially preparing the ground for Russia to use the weapons themselves, who knows, perhaps in Mariupol or one of these other cities, and then to blame it on the Ukrainians and to say it was them who carried out this, they who effectively have used those weapons. So yeah, a sense really that Russia have come to a halt on the ground and are now looking at how they can try and move.
Yeah, how do we do this? How do we sort things out? How do we get all these fucking niggers to piss off?
The 17-month-old girl has died after being attacked by a dog in her home in St Helens.
I don't want a fucking 6-foot nigger called Stephen Aber on my doorstep handing a letter to me and telling me I've got to walk back up to Winchester and get into the section unit and have another needle I don't want. What the fuck? Who is that nigger? And why was he like this? You know, so you recorded me, and he kept saying it. And you know, even Michelle in Desborough House, and she says, "Oh well, you'll be all right, you'll get better," and all this sort of shit. She's so fucked up, mate. And she tells me to fucking talk to Brian. Brian's a fucking teenager. Right, with a needle sticking my ass, and I'm told, "Fuck off, will you nigger? Get the fuck out of my house." Actually, I don't know what I said now, but I got annoyed with the little prick because he was stood right there, right, seriously, with his fucking depot injection. Right, there he was, just a little boy, you know, a little brown boy. There he was, and he thought he could just fucking control me with that shit I don't want. Right, so that's it. That little Brian nigger fucking brown kid or whatever the fuck where he's from, right? He got a bigger nigger on my doorstep, telling me to try and can I remove it? On YouTube. And I said, no, I fucking can't. Well, I'm better than you EastEnders. You know, EastEnders is fucking fun. It's great. I love the program. You know what I mean? It's London. It's like, yeah, you know what I mean? And what we got here? We've got me with loads of fucking niggers coming around my house. You know what I mean? Actually, it's not loads of niggers. It's just like a few, you know, doctors and psychiatrists and all the rest of it. And it's doctors and niggers. It's fucking like, let me see, who is it? Matikovic. Who the fuck is that? And where did she come from? She's not English. No fucking way.
A 15-year-old girl is in hospital with serious injuries after a collision yesterday afternoon.
And Gemiki. I think it's Gemiki. I'm sure it is. Gemiki. Yeah, people that are not even fucking English, right? Pissing off the British people. Gemiki and Matikovic. Go and find them bitches, them little fucking sluts. Chase them down the streets. Make them fucking run.
Was seized during a series of raids. More than 300 people were also checked on to assess their vulnerability. Hampshire schoolboy is on the verge of becoming the best under-14 snooker player in the country.
And Courtney, yeah, the stupid little bastard. He don't know what he's fucking doing. I covered Somerset in London. What the fuck's he gone and done? He works in Melbury Lodge. There he is. I think I'll just tell Gordon for being a naughty boy. You're going to have to walk all the way back to Melbury Lodge and get locked up and have a needle in your ass. Now, fuck off with you, Courtney. Courtney, you're a fucking little bastard, mate. You threatened me. That's what you done. You know, you threatened me. You used niggers to get me to fucking think about. You scared me. No, you know, you never scared me, but you're the way you think and what you do, right? It is tactics. It's what your ways is of actually scaring the shit out of the British people, right? Telling people, oh, you've been naughty. You didn't have the depot injection from a kid, a brown kid in my fucking home, right? No, listen to me, Courtney. Courtney, I'm going to drag you into the court, you fucking little prick.
Cyril and Muriel Sanson met at the end of the Second World War, and today is actually their 70th wedding anniversary.
I don't even know if it's male or female. It might be a woman, it might be a man. It could be white or black, I don't know. But it's Courtney. It's Courtney. Oh, yeah, fine Courtney. Grab the little bastard.
And they say, never argue.
I can honestly say we've never.
How can I stop swearing? I mean, fuck me. Do you know what? I swear like crazy. I was never like this. I'd never swear in my life. Not at all.
We like the same things.
They met as teenagers near the end of the Second World War. And
Second World War.
Encouraged to suggest a trip to the cinema, which
A trip to the cinema.
I came home and
Look at them. Dear old people. White, old, relaxed and happy.
I said, I don't think I'll go. Yes, you will, my girl. You promised to.
And they're on the telly. I don't know what they've gone and done to actually get on the telly. Oh, yeah, there's old pictures of them when they were younger. Oh, there's their grandchildren. Look at that. Oh, look. I miss my grandchildren. I know my daughter went through hell trying to deal with a lot of shit, right? You know, her lover, her man, my grandchildren's dad was fucking. He was on drugs. He was taking club drugs. I don't know what drugs the actual clubs are banging out these days. You know, when people go clubbing, they take club drugs that have been made for people to use and all that shit, wherever it might be. I don't know what it could be. You know, I know there was like in my day years ago that there was let me see now. Well, there was amphetamine, there was poppers, there was LSD. There was like I never did touch. Well, no, I think cocaine and I never touched heroin. But one time, I think one dealer put a bit of heroin substitute, mixed it in with some amphetamine, and that fucked me up and made me a bit sick. And I jumped into my Freelander and slept in the back of the vehicle until I felt better. And then I drove away, like feeling like shit. And I thought, oh my God, you know what I mean? But like I say, I mean, you know, I don't really do any kind of drugs at all, really. I smoke a little bit of weed, not much. I smoke a lot of tobacco all the time. No one's going to stop tobacco because tobacco grows, weed grows, right? So why can't we be fucking normal? You know, shit, man. I say, you know, you grow vegetables in the ground and you eat the food, and tobacco and weed gets grown, and we enjoy it a lot. So having a little smoke and all that, you know. So what's the problem? Yeah. But like I say, drugs that have been made, you know, especially for people to dance and go crazy in the clubs and all that shit. Some people die. Yeah, and Becky's partner. That give me two lovely little grandchildren. They were arguing, my daughter and him, and he kind of took the piss. I'll give him a car, right? And he sold the car and got a smaller car, right? And then he got another girlfriend, and he was also treating my daughter like shit, right? You know, and his younger brother. Right, he was more nicer. He was a better kid, really. He was all right, and he got on well with my daughter and everything like that. But like Yeah, well, you know, my granddaughters, you must know, okay. Your mum took responsibility of the money coming into that home. And what it was, my daughter obviously, she got blamed for everyone working and claiming and all that sort of shit, and she had to do community service, right? But all that fucking my granddaughter's dad, all he done was left my daughter in debt. Broke her heart and everything, fucked her up. And my daughter, she said, Dad, can you help me with the phone bill? Because he's fucked me up. He's left me with a massive phone bill and all this sort of shit. So I paid the phone bill, right? And she said, Dad, you're a legend. You know what I mean? And she was able to talk to her friends and all that. That was great.
Oh, Maureen, well, it's lovely to hear from you today because there are different things to mark 70th anniversaries. Maureen, with honestly gorgeous family.
Yeah, I kind of miss him, right? I'll show my grandchildren.
Yeah, I've had enough of this.
I've not seen him for about probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, whatever. Where the fuck did I put my phone? This is the phone I want to use. I don't want to use that one. It's a personal contract with O2 and it's a load of bollocks. And what they give me was this fucking shit. This is a Samsung. I don't fucking want it. Oh, right.
I've forgotten the email at the crucial time. BBC breakfast at BBC.
Oh, this is pretty cool. Yeah, I like all this
Oh, you
shit.
just
Yeah.
remember that
Let's
well,
grab
so
it, what's this?
you're better than me.
I don't know the contact details for morning.
Right, we've got that, yeah. I'm putting some stuff together.
How long has Dan been doing that job? He doesn't know the email.
You would think he would know.
Have words, Walker. We'll see them tomorrow. Coming up on Morning Live today.
That's good. I'll change my words because it was a bit swearing and all that sort of shit. Because I was pissed off at people robbing me with fucking niggers with ladies' pictures. Niggers, you know. Hello, babe. Yeah. You got fucking scamming little bastard niggers everywhere. Especially in Nigeria, in Lagos, right? Seriously. Mary was not Mary. It was a load of bollocks. Yeah, it was bullshit.
He's keeping the dealers under control in the bidding room, and why he sometimes just can't resist bringing his own expertise to the table.
Right.
Hello, welcome to Morning Live at bbc.co.uk.
There you go.
Only joking, Dan Walker.
Oh.
The sun is still shining in Manchester, but it doesn't matter what the weather is. Sorry, Dave, she always put a smile on.
Let's see what else we got.
Oh, thank you very much. It's a beautiful day.
Has it been a week?
It's been a whole week. Have you missed me that much?
So much. Time's fine.
If I get on the telly, right, and they start paying me compensation for all the abuse I've had, and they start respecting me, and I get on the telly, and I start to relate with people, like, I try not to be fucking nasty to every little bastard I see that's fucking brown. It's just, I see all these black people. What annoys me is when I see fucking rappers on the TV and radio, and well, especially the radio, you listen to it all the time. Fucking Radio 1, they play a lot of rappers that are black. Fucking, there they are. Yeah, I mean, rapping like crazy. They say some nasty shit, but they get away with it. Yeah, they do.
Anyone that lives in a care home and anyone above the age of 12 that's got underlying immune system problems. So if you fall into any of those groups, please make sure you book it.
In the old days, right, there's none of this rapping fucking nigger shit going on. Well, where it's fucking terrible, really. I mean, you listen to some of these niggers and they're fucking terrible.
But what I would say is coming up later today, because temperatures are set to reach 20 degrees in some places today, spring is definitely here. So, of course, it's the perfect time to give your home a good clean.
I'm having a good summer. Yeah, I'm going to stay in this place, and I reckon my daughter and my grandchildren will come and see me in here one day. I don't know. I'll probably sort it out. Yeah, do you know KeySafe? KeySafe, where NHS and fucking you know, this the situation with the NHS and this bullshit, they fucking like key safe. Yes, well, Gordon, no, you're so vulnerable. We're going to put a sticker this fucking key safe thing, right? So I phoned up key safe and I says, "Oh, get rid of this shit, will you? If you want to get rid of that and put a light there, yeah, I'll have that. But not key safe. I don't want fucking people just walking into my home like that. You know, where they can actually press the button and they get into my home, police and NHS and that shit, for whatever reason. Yeah, well, fuck off, because I don't want to run shit, you know. If anyone wants to kill me. Fuck it, I don't give a fuck. I know I've left my shit around everywhere for everyone to see how I feel about everything. Right?
That's what you do. And you know, I've got a really big tip for everybody here, right? So if you cook your croissants before you warm it up.
This is Morning Live on TV.
Then when you spread your butter, it melts in it.
Is it BBC One? I think it might be. I don't know.
Come on, you guys, back me up.
Morning Live. Yeah, Morning Live on TV. Should we turn it up a bit? No, I don't know really, because I like you to hear my voice. My voice is important because one day I'll be gone, and a lot of people might respect me because I'm a British I'm a little boy, right? This is it. A little boy that grew up and took abuse from this fucking place, from this fucking address. And I've got to find out who it was in Lord's Hill. Someone in Lord's Hill was friends with my mum. And my mum went to that person for advice. Because Steve Flood, the little bastard, right? Steve Flood, he's a little wanker. I remember that little wanker. Somewhere on record, I was filming that little bastard. Because he was out, always glued to his mother. And always making his mother cry all the fucking time. Right. Well, I know what it was. She'd phone me up and everything, and she was crying. And I've seen her cry several times. Right? I've got cups, right, with her own cups. I've had some cups printed from fucking Halifax sent to me here. Right. I sent 2 to my mother, and she wanted to send them back to me. Right. And I said, "Mum, why can't you just get Lee to go and fucking find out where the fuck Carol Flood's fucking partner was, the taxi driver." Who never did give her a lift, because I ended up giving her a lift because she was a poor old lady, you know, and I got the evidence, you know what I mean? You wouldn't believe how fucked up Steve Flood is. Steve Flood is a danger. It'll fuck someone's up. It'll fuck up someone's head. Like old people. He likes old people. He likes to actually get right into their brains. You know what I mean? And he made my mum worry so much. My mum went to one of her friends, and one of her friends, for some reason, said, "Oh, I've got to go to Desborough House. I should go with my mum to Desborough House." And I went there, right? And it was a fucking load of bollocks. I knew it was shit because I was helping a family next door to my mother. And I know my mother did not like the family next door. And it was 5 kids and a mother. Yeah, and I helped a fucking lot of them.
Because if there's too much going on,
I was their driver. That was it. I was looking after them. I was going to foster placements. I was fucking looking after that family, you know, whatever. And my mother fucking managed to believe Steve Flood. Steve Flood should go to jail, the bastard.
Because it affects your ability to work, and that's been a huge setback for me.
Yeah, I actually think you have been a bit different. It's really interesting that really trying to focus on what you're talking about.
Yeah, trying to focus. How can you focus on anything? Like, I've been dragged out of my house. I've been fucking sectioned to fucking pieces all over the country for fucking ages, right? And the situation is, at the same time, I'm getting harassment from fucking like 3 Network, Carphone Warehouse, fucking who else was it? Let me see now. It was only the other day I had a debt collection situation where it's all been squashed because what it is, Tesco Mobiles told me, no, it's a scam. And you know who that was? It was an Asian, a fucking 20-year-old Asian and a Chinese girl, Right, the 2 of them together worked on my brain and started fucking with my brain up and set me up with a fucking contract I don't even want, right? And they sent me the fucking Samsung I don't even want. And when I look at it, it's fucking O2. It's O2. O2. They sent me the fucking... I had Tesco Mobile come out of my bank, right? And I thought £39 like that. I thought, that's fucking dodgy as fuck. But all right, okay. You know, I'll pay £39 something, and you can send me the phone, blah, 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 whatever the fuck it is, what I've got to do. Yeah, but like I say, it was a scam. It was a fucking scam. when it came out of my bank, I didn't even realise it was fucking Tesco's mobile because for some reason O2 were involved, and O2 sent me the fucking Samsung, and I got the Samsung. There it is, and I'm not paying the fucking bill. I'm waiting for the moment when O2 say, oh, actually the other day, it was only yesterday, actually saying that yesterday. I think it was the other day. I phoned up and I said I was live to O2, and bang, he hung up the phone straight away. You know what I mean? O2, be careful with O2. There's scammers.
You know, that's really good one for me because I thought, it's got to be the more vulnerable people who are going to be.
In fact, they're all fucking shit.
Yes, exactly. You don't have to have severe disease initially either. That's the scary thing. And so, what do we do? If
what it is, you got loads of little bastards hanging on to the businesses and screwing the fuck out of the British people. Actually, no, probably not just British. Probably a lot of people are getting fucked up all around the world because we've got the internet now. The whole world is connected. Well, actually, no, not Russia. Russia, right? I think they've got the power to actually say no to fucking Instagram and Facebook, right? And I thought, fuck me, that's spot on, perfect. You know what I mean? Seriously, because I'm pissed off with America because America, well, they run Facebook, right? Facebook is an American situation, right? And basically what we've got to look at is all the people scamming the fuck out of people, and vulnerable people are suffering like fuck. You know, on Facebook. Yeah. And TikTok's fucking terrible. TikTok is, oh my God, TikTok. You know, I remember when I realised how bad it was, I started to save everything. So I've still got some TikToks, but my account is suspended. The rules don't have a name. Suspended. Yeah, and the same on Twitter. Twitter suspended. Yeah, well, Holly Willingby was following me on Twitter. Holly Willingby, a nice lady, a lovely woman, following me. And the last time I spoke to her was, well, actually, no, I think it was Holly Willingby telling people that she's actually now writing a book and all that sort of stuff. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. She was following me. I mean, like I say, but like, look at the situation. I mean, Christ. Twitter is so fucked up, it's unbelievable.
Technology which actually allows operators to take control of your mobile phone, and this could help solve the problem. So, BBC Radio 1 presenter Kate Nicholson has been to try it out.
Oh, let's see who's fucking. I've had my phone taken several times.
When there's a fire, we all know what to do. Call 999 straight away.
No, don't bother with 999 because they're a fucking bunch of wankers. Actually, no. What it is, if it's a fire, it's got to go out. Actually, the 999 was called, and the fire was put out in my shed, but my shed's never been fucking repaired or nothing yet. It's a load of bollocks, right? Because fucking Vivid Homes are racist little bastards. They don't give a fuck. And some little cunt who fucking burnt my shed. Well, what a little bastard. I hope someone's going to smash his fucking head in. You know, get hold of him and break his neck. You know, fucking. Yeah, because that's what I want. You know, fuck it. Find out who it was that burnt my shed and fucking jump on the bastard.
You, of course, want help to come and fast. But at the other end of the call, the level of help that is sent out is based on your observations on the ground. Observations that are hard to make at the best of times, but even more difficult if you're under pressure.
Under pressure, yeah, under pressure. Do you know how hard life is when you've got to deal with the NHS?
They will obviously be asked some questions to address what is on fire. You're obviously going to be frightened, distressed, and when a person is frightened and distressed. I
woke up at 5:25 in the morning, right, on a Sunday morning, and there was an orange kind of through the windows. I could see orange, and what it was, I went out there. My next door neighbour, she says, "Gordon, I found the fire brigade and all that," and there was nasty Andy. Andy's a nasty little bastard. He never smiles or anything, right? And basically, he says, get the bins out of the way. The fire brigade have been called. And sometimes he's through my door like this. Good, right? And this is Andy, right? And he's a tenant, number 75, right? Asked Vivid Homes about Andy who cuts the grass, right? I said to him, look, can you stop Andy fucking cutting the grass? Because I don't want to see the little prick in my doorway shouting my name out. Gordon. got it, got it. I don't need all the scare tactics, control freaks, angry little bastards.
To establish a video stream straight from the camera on the user's phone to the control room.
Yes, so the fire was put out. And it was quite funny, really, because I had loads of clothes in there and it didn't fit me because I've got fatter over the years because of all these fucking section units, right? So everything got burnt. It was all fucked up. And when it was all cleared, I thought, hang on, that's great. But the fire brigade put it all on the grass, right? And then still no one fucking touched it. It was just left there for some months, right? I couldn't even get Vivid Homes to actually get rid of the fucking shit. You know what I mean? And still, to this day, my shed is fucking fucked. You know what I mean? Vivid Homes owe me money like fuck, the little bastards.
The is doing an incredible job and the fire is put out. But I want to know how much of that was down to my description and how much was down to 999i.
I got on right with the fire brigade. They were a good bunch. I got them laughing. I made them laugh. Right? I said, "Oh look, someone don't like me." Oh. It was funny, really.
There is a lot of panicking. There is a lot of fear. They don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, you can struggle sometimes.
I'm watching the fire. I'm looking at the fire. Yeah, so right. The fire brigade are pretty cool.
The incident type and then the additional information you saw, lots of smoke and flames on the ground.
But I wouldn't trust the police and I wouldn't trust the NHS. Not a chance. No fucking way.
So after watching this, we can see that the fire is more developed. So it's actually spread to the first floor.
When I was a little boy, actually, me and what's his name? I can't remember his name now. Across the road from Mum's house when I was a little boy and all that, me and this nipper, we went into the woods and we set light to a bush and the whole woods went on fire and it was all burnt down, the whole fucking lot. Right, and we was chased by some bloke, right, well, eventually we got home, and I think I was grounded. That was it. Yeah, it was quite funny, really. Like I say, but they had Land Rovers going into the woods and putting the fires out and all that. I'm sure they did, actually. I'm fucking sure they did. Because it was quite big. It was massive. It was just a hedge, like a bush and all that, and we. Up it went, right, and suddenly the whole fucking woods went up, and it was like, whoa, this is crazy. The whole woods is on fire. But I've never been someone. I'm not an arsonist at all. Not really. I was just a kid. You know what I mean? I was always in the woods. I was up in the trees. I was fucking under the ground. I was fucking. I was like Tarzan. You know what I mean? It was crazy. Oh, yeah, all that.
You can also pinpoint the exact location of the caller, which will always be a benefit because sometimes when a caller's making that call, you forget where they are. But as we know, time is of the essence, and we can get over points.
Time is of the essence. Yeah, I'm getting older.
As the new technology rolls out across the country, using this service might become as common as calling 999, whatever the emergency. It's called 999i. It's not called FireEye. Does that mean that the idea is to use this for the other emergency services too?
At the moment, we are just using it for fires, but certainly in the future.
If you phone up for 999 for a fire, you'll probably get a result. Someone will turn straight up and then put the fire out. Right? But if you phone 999 for if you're in pain and you need to go to a hospital, be careful. You might get a section. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a physical issue, right? Is it physical? It's nowhere near my brain. It's not my mind or nothing. It's a physical pain. There's no pain at the moment, but like I say, still nothing has been done by the NHS. Nothing. And I'm looking annoyed about that, really. I mean, yeah, NHS, all you do is abuse people. That's what you do.
Why we've never had it before? I know, yeah.
Well, maybe it's around the corner now. Now we've got something very special for you. You may have seen the launch on the Win Show, a chance for you to nominate someone deserving to be at the heart of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations in June.
Yes,
Oh, really?
Together with Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cornwall, the Royal Voluntary Service is teaming up with the Big Jubilee Lunch to honour 419 volunteers with a platinum.
Will the royal family ever say thank you to me and also Mark Gregory for lifting pianos into families' homes? Lots of families, all kind of people, like Chinese, African, fucking Indian, all over them. You know who comes into this country, they settle down, they get a job, they fucking take control of the situation in this country. But they sit there and they was doing a day's work or whatever and then getting home and waiting for the piano man to turn up. Pianos, yeah. And the Dutch embassy owed me a fucking favour because I took the piano to the top of the building. Yeah, I fucking did. And Mark Gregory, he done the same. Not to the Dutch embassy, but like I say, but he's been lifting pianos. One day we might get on telly and start talking about our piano days, you know. But I doubt if we'll ever get on the telly because there's been too much hate going on. A lot of fucking prejudiced control freaks, you know, like a lot of rappers and fucking a lot of dodgy doctors and psychiatrists and all this shit. People locking us up, you know, fucking making us look like shit.
Now, entries do close just before midnight on Sunday the 10th of April.
Sunday the 10th of April.
Loads and loads of nominations, I'm sure. So
Nominations. Yeah, will I ever get a nomination? Not a fucking chance. Yeah, but I know I made all the families happier than fucking anyone could ever be.
Still to come this morning, he's been on our screens for decades. Actor Nigel Havers tells us why helping members of the public get cash for their prized possessions in the bidding room has uncovered a passion he didn't even know he had.
Yes, and I don't know about you, but I love a good pastry.
Oh, don't start this again.
Here we go, especially a croissant. Now,
Oh, you love a pastry? Do not go to Matt's Bakers, I'll tell you. Matt's Bakers, they're terrible. Yeah, in fact, actually, I mean, they're pretty racist against those that like a little bit of weed or cannabis. They get fucking terrible and just scare the shit out of you. Just one lady who works in the bakers across the road, she scared the shit out of me, and I phoned the police and said, "Look, what she's gone and done, it's this and that and the other." And I was sitting there some time with Bill Beanie, William Beanie, the Saints football player in the 70s. Well, yeah, me and him were kind of mates and all that. And he's he probably still sits at Matt Baker's. Now the problem is that they're prejudiced, right? Matt Baker's are prejudiced. They're greedy. They just want your money, right? And the chip shop. Well, I thought they were okay, but they got a bit kind of like greedy. They started putting their prices up. Someone burnt the chip shop down, right? Because I was promoting the business and making it look amazing, you know, and that shit. But even then, when I said to him about why is it you won't help me now and I'll pay you on Tuesday like I normally do, he says because other people have been asking for the same service. So now I'll put all the prices up and I'm not going to help you. So I went on Facebook and I deleted everything good or done. I deleted it all, right? Loads of stuff. It was all gone. You know what I mean? The chip shop. What can I say? Yeah, they're dear as fuck. They're the most expensive chip shop I've ever seen. Chip Stop Chippy. Yeah. Matt's Bakers and Chip Stop Chippy. Well, yeah, be careful. He used to let you spend £5 on your MasterCard or your bank card or whatever. Now he wants £8, right? And his kebab and bun for £2.50 lunchtime special is doubled into it's now £4.75. Right, so it's gone right up in price. Everything, loads gone right up in price. It's dear as fuck. Don't go to the Chip Stop Chippy.
Okay, so the vegetable glycerin, where are we going to get that from?
There's one up the road, right? When I get some money into my account, I'll be getting delivery to actually get me some fucking fish and chips from up the road. Just that way, you know. So there's another chip shop, and it's about a taxi trip away up the road, you know, and so I'll probably wait until I've got money in my account. I will be getting money in tomorrow. I'm going to get some money. I spent my last £30 yesterday. I've got some tobacco. I've got two microwave meals. some milk. I think that was it, really. I can't remember now. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 2 quarter pounders. Quarter pounder. You can get a quarter pounder, right? I think it's £1.50 or £2 in the co-op shop. That's pretty cool. I know the actual microwave meals in the co-op shop. They were just £2.80. You know, so if you had 2, you have to pay £2.80 times 2. But now they've reduced it down again. They've now put it down so you can actually have 2 for £5, right? So that was great. So I got myself 4 microwave meals. Let me see now. No, 2. That's right. And 2 quarter pounders. And so I've got some food, right? So food bank, right? I don't want a dirty little fucking nigger on my doorstep with some bags and stuff that I've got to cook on a cooker. Because I stopped cooking after I got harassed and destroyed by the NHS and sectioned the fucking pieces, right? Because I was being dragged in and out of my house all the time, and I'm still getting dragged out of my house. But like I say, it's got to stop. So I want the fucking police arrested for abduction, because the mental health is a load of bollocks. It's not worth a wank. It's fucking shit.
What about staying in the bathroom? Actually, make it smell nice. Towels that can make the bathroom smell nice.
Well, I've got here fabric conditioner, because I think fabric conditioner is the one thing that, well, in my house, clogged up the detergent.
Oh yeah.
Made it all go mouldy and grungy. So I did away with that sometimes. And the base ingredient for this is vinegar, white vinegar. If you're thinking, I don't like the smell of vinegar, it doesn't come out on vinegar is a great natural.
I woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I had a quick cup of tea, 2 sausage rolls, and then I went straight to sleep.
Gets away that static clinging.
And I woke up, probably, I don't know, when must be, about an hour. Something like that.
Infuse my vinegar. For those that don't like the smell of vinegar, I infuse my vinegar just with orange peel.
Oh, okay.
And then again, a little bit of vegetable glycerin going in there just to help soften the water some more. And just essential oil for perfume. But you'll smell like that.
Well, let me smell the towel as well.
Right now. This towel, I've got a little tip here for you. Your towel's just come out of the washing machine.
Yeah.
It's wet, and you're going to air dry it. Or even if you don't air dry it, you can dry it inside. Give them a shake. Now, I don't mean a shake like that.
Put some welly into it.
Put some welly in.
Yeah, give it a shake, baby.
Yeah. And that will loosen the pile. That's not a new towel, it's an old towel. Marvellous.
I'm British.
You're a genius now.
Yeah, I am.
Better off for having you on the show. Thank you for that.
Brilliant.
Lovely stuff. Do you know what? After all that,
And I got a big dick.
Into a treat or 2. Nothing beats a croissant, and one factory in France makes 2 million of them always.
Yes, now MasterChef star Greg Wallace has been inside the factory to discover exactly what it takes to help make those famous pastries perfect every time.
This is the Brioche Pastier factory near the city of Valence in southeast France. We're following production of one of their most popular UK exports, their 6-pack of butter croissants.
I'm off to the propagation room, which I'm led to believe holds the factory's most prized possession. What is levain?
This is dough that we're going to add to our croissant dough for the flavor, just like stock cube.
With 24 kilos of freshly fermented levain, we're heading from propagation to the mixing room. First, we need to coax our 2 helpings of levain out of their cosy containers.
And then you have the fresh yeast.
And after that, something I definitely wasn't expecting.
The ice is added for the temperature.
Yeah, that is a microwave meal. That was right yesterday. That was the last one I had. I had no more food in my house. Nothing. So I had that, right? And then I spent my last £30. But tomorrow I'll be talking to the taxi driver. And I said, "All right, mate, you know what I mean? Run me down the jewelers, will you? And I'll give you some cash." And I'll be getting some cash. Yeah, I will.
As it's rolled out onto a conveyor.
Once it's the right thickness, it's time for the butter. Let's go.
And so now that butter is going
going in the middle of wrapped over dough.
Yes, so the dough is going to be folded onto itself. So this is our first layer of butter between two layers of dough.
The process of sandwiching
Whoa.
cornerstone of croissant pastry. Our doughy, buttery sandwich now travels down the line to the lamination room. In here, it gets folded again until there are 4 separate laminations. It's then cut into 80cm sheets and sent to the stacker. The stacker simply lays 3 strips on top of each other. My laminated dough is now workable enough to hit the production line. Here, it's rolled to 5mm thick and has its edges trimmed, ready for the cutter. Once the mechanical cookie cutter has carved our dough into triangles, a set of razor-sharp blades slice them into 5 rolls.
Oh man, look at the time. It's fucking 9:42. 9:42. That's getting off at 10 o'clock. What can I do? Right, let's see now. I've got to talk to O2.
Only then do they disappear inside the factory's top secret rolling machine. But they've still got a lot to prove. In the factory's 3,500 cubic meter proving room.
Should we call O2?
Whoa,
Let's call O2.
whoa, okay. Right, that is hot. My glass is steaming up.
All right, well, before we do this, we'll go on Instagram.
Gorges on the sugars in the dough.
Uh,
It expels carbon dioxide.
I'll just share a couple of pictures. Let's see now.
Finally, they can head to the
Hit
oven.
that so I can,
During a 15-minute bake, moisture in the dough evaporates, pushing those 12 layers out.
There they are. Yeah, that's a pretty sight. Thank you. You explained croissants to me very patiently. Thank you very much. Au revoir.
And it's settled. Don't put that on your croissant, okay? Now, our next guest is a man who is partial to a bit of French cuisine, especially their wine. In his show, The Bidding Room, actor Nigel Havers even stepped in to help one seller bag some cash for a bottle. Good morning, Nigel.
Good morning, Nigel. Oh, thanks for joining us. Now, Nigel, for anyone who hasn't seen the show, am I right in describing it as a bit of a cross between the Antiques Roadshow and Dragon's Den?
That's pretty good, yes. It could be exactly that. I've been doing it for a while now, and it's one of my favourite things to do every year. I love doing it. It's just a great show, and I get to meet lots of new people and see what they bring in. Sometimes they bring in something that is, I say to them things like, did you find that on a tip?
I do.
Or they bring in something like, wow, where did you get that from? And so it's got everything. Really nice.
I love the I'm out, just like Dragon's Den. Now, what is the most surprising thing, Nigel, you've ever come across on the show?
Oh, I've been through so many items. I do remember someone bringing in a bottle of wine, which was really lovely. I know quite a lot about wine. I wonder why. Years ago, when I was an out of work actor, I worked in the wine shop for a wine company, and they taught me everything I know about wine, which was fantastic. Anyway, this person brought in this wine, and it was I knew it was going to be good, so I put a bid in for it. And in fact, four of us, 3 dealers and me, we bought it. I think it was for like.
Oh yeah.
You paid for, and then,
shout out to the fact that's evidence of abuse from the NHS and police. Yeah, there it is. Oh, there. Right, and the bloke you see is someone's really happy because I've made him smile like fuck. I found him in a section unit. There he was, and he was worried about my hernia. And he's 57, and he's my age. He's not my age. I'm 54. He's a bit older than me. But I was worried about him a little bit. But no, afterwards, I think no, he's all right, actually. And he's getting the same abuse that I get. The depot injection that you don't want and I don't want. You know what I mean? What the fuck?
They really do mitigate each other. And occasionally I go there too. And I remember there was a chair at going. It had been at the Prince of Wales when he became the Prince of the Wales, the ceremony in Cardiff. And my parents were there. I knew that my parents did. So I bid to buy the chair, and I actually got it in the end. So
you must spend a fortune on this show. You bid for everything, don't you?
I try not to. My wife said, if you bring it else home, I'm going to kill you.
I bet she did.
I've got cut down recently on otherwise it would be ridiculous.
Do you have any unusual collections yourself, Nigel?
I do collect something quite unusual, which is stuffed fish. Now, I know it sounds mad, but these are trophy fish in Victorian times, from about the middle of the 1850s to 1920s, when it was, a big deal. The fishermen used to, catch a trout or a salmon or whatever, and then they'd have it professionally stuffed and then put into bow-fronted, gilt-edged boxes.
Royal family again.
Quite a collection, and they're really quite rare, and they're worth a bit of money actually. So if anyone's got a stuffed fish at home, and they don't like the look of it, get hold of
Let's just get the royal family off there, I reckon. Violent and dangerous organisations, because they don't protect British people. They care about everyone around the world, but not the British. Dangerous organisations, yeah, there we go. And individuals, yes.
I'll be doing this wonderful thing with Patricia Hodge and friends, and we're at Guildford tonight, and we're going to beat Norwich, Brighton, Nottingham.
Oh, fabulous!
We wish you well in Guildford.
Oh, here we go. Look at that! Look, he's jumping in there, dancing with loads of niggers. There we go. Yeah, let's get rid of them, man. Fuck it. Dangerous organisations, because it's brown people coming into this country and fucking up the British people. Right, dangerous organisations. Let's get rid of all this bullshit. We don't want the royal family going into wherever country he's in, singing and dancing with loads of black people.
We've got lots of questions about.
They're the bastards that are locking me up.
Jane says, my husband is still struggling with tiredness and finds breathing difficult.
And the royal family don't give a fuck.
Do you have any advice on what he can do?
So they're describing 2 out of the 3 most common symptoms of long COVID there, that being tiredness, breathlessness, and muscle and joint pain. So 2 out of 3 there. If you've got that persistently, it's quite common during and immediately after COVID. If you've got persistently,
Yeah, there's my post. Yeah, let's go to the MPs. Shall we? MP.
It could be that you've developed a thyroid problem or anemia or a
Yeah, we'll do MPs. MPs. MPs.
Are directly addressable, but if all those things are kind of put
MP.
out, then you might get referred to long COVID.
MP. Yeah, we'll get the MPs to actually go and talk to the royal family and say, "Oh, what the fuck are you doing?"
Oh gosh, I would say firstly go to yourcovidrecovery.nhs.uk. There's tips on there.
COVID recovery, nothing wrong with me, mate. The COVID never affected me. I didn't wear a mask. I'm not going to wear one. I'm not going to do it at all. No way. But I'll tell you something about the fucking NHS. They said I had COVID, right? They locked me in a room for a week. I couldn't I couldn't get out at all. In a room, one room, locked up in a section unit, in one room. No way out.
Your sleep is when your brain is going to recover. Make sure you try and pay enough attention to it.
Lots of questions coming in. As I said, maybe Rachel just do this.
MP, all the MPs. There we go. MP, yeah, all that. Yeah, let's go.
You might have a remedy that you may not have heard of before, because this might sound a bit strange, but soil from a great.
That's all the MPs. That's good.
Island, known as the chalk, has been considered an ancient folk remedy for years.
Yes, but recently one scientist made an astonishing discovery. So, Presenter Joe Lindsay went.
Scientist. Yeah, you need to be a scientist to actually fucking deal with all the shit you have to deal with.
For years, the people of the
Science. What is science? Let me see now.
Have sworn that the soil in one particular graveyard.
I'm sure I'd done science when I was at school. I did. Yeah, I'm fucking sure I did.
And local historian Frank McHugh knows all about its origins.
I think I've just put yeah, actually no. I don't know how to do that. That's what. Let's see now what we got.
During his life, he was considered to be a miracle worker. People were concerned. This is the story that's been handed down.
Look at that.
What's going to happen when you die? And the phrase that he said was that the soil that I lie in will cure anything that I cured when I was alive. And so, as a result of that, since 200 years ago, people have been coming to the grave from far and wide
It's a story that has led many to use the soil as a cure for their ailments,
Right, there we go.
up to the present day. But there are rules. Frank, I mean, there's quite a few spoons sort of left around here. It is sort of advised you when you take a spoonful, and then what do you do?
Well, the idea is you take it and you put it maybe in a piece of cloth. Some people have put it in a bit of plastic, and basically put it.
Yeah, there's my profile. There's that Coca-Cola t-shirt. There's my face going, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm in a section unit. Christ. There's the police lady. There she is.
Is former Bow native and research scientist Dr. Jerry Quinn. In fact, he was so intrigued by the folklore of the healing soil that he decided to see if there was anything in it. Jerry, tell us, why did you conduct this research into the super soil of Newfoundland?
My research group are looking for streptomyces all over the world. Streptomyces produces 70% of the world's.
She's a nice looking lady, isn't she? She looks alright, actually. Yeah, she's obviously, there she is, what can I say? And there's one man that's very happy now.
From natural medicines like penicillin, and even the healing of tuberculosis by streptomyces, came from something like
Quinn took some of the soil back to his lab at Ulster University to have it tested. And what he discovered,
perfectly okay, locked up in a fucking room.
the antibiotic bacteria he was looking for were there in the soil.
In that section unit, there was this black lady, right? And she was black as fuck, filling me right up with loads of shit I didn't want. More than enough, loads of it. I don't know. I'm trying to think what medication it was, but it was fucking crazy. It was mad. It was. Yeah. I know she went over the top. It was funny, really. Well, that wasn't funny because look at my face. You can see I'm pissed off. I'm just locked up. Done nothing wrong, and I'm just in. I'm in there. That's it.
So it seems that folklore has become pharmacy, and back in Bow, it's creating something of an influx of new pilgrims.
I'm still saying the same shit by the look at that. Because I was in the Dutch embassy, and I was all over the country, Somerset and London, all the fucking time. I was a very busy man. And that bloke you just seen, who's smoking and happy and everything, the reason why he's so happy is because I'm now his mate and we're friends. And what it is, he's someone that's also been lifting pianos over the years, and he's from Havant. He's probably, 30 odd miles away. And he got a lift. Now, I don't know who it was driving, but 3 of them turned up. That was him and his brother, and also a girl called Kelly. Kelly come round, and I've got her cleaning my place, and I'll give her some weed. And she actually sorted my kitchen out. It was great. But you imagine the situation where you get dragged around and fucking thrown into section units everywhere. How can you how can you actually fucking live a normal life? Focus on your home. Focus on doing things around your home. You can't do fuck all because you're just looking to see who's going to come down and grab you next. Right, this is it.
So today we're going to do the quick step, as you can see with the J type. Flick our legs out twice. Look at that. They look gorgeous, don't they? Those outfits as well. Wow, beautiful. That's good. All right, let's build up to it, Brad. Let's build up to it.
Yeah, what do you first?
So first, we're going to work on our legs. We're going to start with forward lunges. While we're going to spread our arms to the side. We're going to start with the right. If you are seated, you're just going to follow us with this movement. So we start with the right. Forward and close. Remember, you don't need to go all the way down. Yes?
It's a good job because I can't get all the way down.
Forward and close. Forward and close. Forward as well for no reason at all. Next one, we're going to stretch our legs forward. We're going to go forward, close. Keep your hands together. Forward, close.
The key here, right? What's the key?
Stretch leg. Basically, our leg is going to stretch and the other one should be bent, so we are more stable. Change, forward, close. And now we go with the 6-step move. If you are seated, just follow me with the right, go to the right, and go to the left. And now we go with the legs. Sarah, you know this. Sarah,
it's bringing back memories.
Brilliant. Hi. No, that good. I've been said we do this sitting down.
This is alright. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yes, that's my opinion.
I'm trying to think who this fucking big black nigger was because he was on the telly doing the same sort of thing. He was doing a fitness thing. On the TV, there he was, a big black man on the telly, doing exercises and all that shit. That way, this way, that way. That's it. Yeah, that's all right, mate. British TV. Yeah, he's all right. I love you. What's that, Italian or what? I mean, are you Italian? Come on, tell me. I spoke to people in Italy, and let's see now. Well, a lot of countries. Yeah.
Bravissimo. Forward. 15 seconds left. Graziano's getting shouty. It's near the end. I don't know how to do that stuff.
Well, not a lot of countries. Just like, well, yeah, probably quite a few. Like, you know, there's people all around the world. You know what I mean?
Finance expert Iona Bain. She'll be here to tell us what we can expect from the spring budget and how it could impact you.
Oh, it's got the hand on that for me. Plus, we've got Dr. Poonham. She's going to be looking at the reason why so many women are actually turning to the black market for HRT drugs and the harm that it could be doing to their health.
And it's always a pleasure to see Stephen McGann from Call the Midwife. All that coming up tomorrow at 9:15. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow. Right. What else should we watch? Actually, I think I might get myself a quarter pounder.
The country's biggest cooking competition is back.
This is an audition round.
Oh.
I am nervous. Oh, Stephen.
Oh, man.
This is right. I mean, there's talent.
MasterChef starts tomorrow at 8 on BBC One and iPlayer.
We are England. We are Wales. We are Scotland. We are
England, Wales, and Scotland.
together.
We are together.
We are Six Nations. Scotland versus
Yeah, and I am Gordon Thomas White.
You two ladies are through to the final. You're my new business partner.
Yeah, I should talk to this bloke, the apprentice. Yeah, because I mean, what it is, he decides what's right and what's not right, and what's going to work and what's not going to work, and all that shit. He's pretty cool, actually. Like I say,
First on BBC One, over to Crime Watch Live.
Oh, Crime Watch. Let's see who's on there.
Hello and a warm welcome. On today's programme, can you help find any of these items of jewellery? They were stolen in an audacious theft from the auction house owned by Floggett's Adam Partridge.
And do you recognise any of these people? We'll be finding out how this gang used distraction tactics to orchestrate a string of burglaries at shops and convenience stores.
This is Crime Watch Live.
That's white people, right? Robbing money from convenience stores and all that sort of shit. But I can imagine they got no money, so they have to rob it. Because all the niggers are fucking took control of a lot of shit and fucking made us all suffer like fuck.
Yeah, we'll be heading out with officers as they tackle dangerous drivers who are putting other road users at risk by speeding.
Speeding. I come out of London doing 100 miles an hour. I overtook one car and I got pulled for speeding.
Actually monitoring what we do when we might not realise.
But now, our first appeal today takes us to Bristol, where police are asking for your help.
Everybody was driving at 100 miles an hour, all coming out of London. Fucking crazy. Oh, yeah.
A busy convenience store in Bedminster, Bristol. With a post office on site, it provides a vital service to the local community.
me and my colleague were just working as a normal day. I'm the supervisor there, and my colleague was the sales assistant on shift. We were just doing general work, so working back stock, making sure.
I think I had a Sierra years ago. I had a Mark II Escort 16 Sport, and I part exchanged it for a Sierra. And when I got pulled over in the bus lane, another time, he said, "Oh, that's a nice car." Yeah. I said, "Yeah, it is nice, isn't it? I'm the piano man." Yeah.
CCTV showed two men entering the shop.
Oh, two people going into a shop. What's going on?
All four had their faces covered and had hats on. It didn't take long for one in a black mask to catch Lewis's attention.
He had his phone out in the chiller, which I thought was quite odd, and I just said, "Can I help you?" He said that he was confused about what was included in the meal deal, and I just said, "Well, there's a poster right here that says sandwich."
Well, this is Crime Watch, and I've not seen a nigger yet. No brown person at all. It's all white people, doing crime. Yeah, because brown people are coming into this country and controlling the fuck out of people.
Occupied. The man wearing a baseball cap managed to get into the back office, and he started searching around. The shop workers had no idea what was going on, as the gang members took their time to keep them busy.
I know people that used to go into shops and get what they wanted. Yeah, I remember. I got some good friends and all that, and I remember when they used to get this and that, and it was going, "Oh yeah, that's all right, mate. Yeah, I know some right."
Returning with the man in the black mask and a sledgehammer. But while they were plundering the safe, they were almost caught in the act.
I decided that I needed to go out back because I had something to do in the office.
But before Lewis could walk in on the thieves, he was called away. The two gang members who'd been busy distracting the staff suddenly appeared, claiming the man in the black mask had left something in the shop.
He needed to find his phone because he had lost it, and he believes that he lost it inside the store. I looked around for about 10-15 minutes.
Plenty of time for the thieves to smash into the secure compartment and make off with everything they could. It was only 15 minutes later, when a neighbour came into the shop, that they realised what had happened.
He came in and asked if we had been robbed, because three gentlemen just sprinted into a Mercedes and raced off.
He then discovered exactly what the gang had been up to.
I saw that the safe was in the middle of the floor, tipped over with the door smashed off, which was a massive, massive shock.
He called his manager and the police, and then realised what the gang had got away with.
And what was taken was over £1,814 out of the safe.
Yeah, that's right. So 1,800 quid has come out of a safe. Well, scammers selling SIM contracts and phone contracts. Well, some little bastard. Actually, I'll tell you what, it was fucking an Asian and a Chinese girl, right? So it's two of them, both about 20, 25 years old, both harassing me into a contract. And suddenly, O2 sent me a fucking Samsung and it was shit. So what the fuck's going on there? I don't know. But like I say, I mean, the bill coming through my door is 700 quid, really. And I thought, fuck all that, you know what I mean? And I'll set it all up and sort it all out, and bang, there it is. I'm not paying fuck all.
Then they disappeared in the Mercedes they'd used for all three offences.
Oh. Yeah.
Supervisor Lewis, the memories of the day his store was his mind.
I'm a lot more cautious. I've been very wary of every single customer that comes into the store. You kind of just think that everybody's a thief and everybody will be a thief.
They think everyone's going to be a thief, and I think all the black people are going to be fucking doctors or fucking, just controlling British people, white people. I can't help but have that feeling inside me because I can see it myself. There they are, control freaks. And why was there a 6 foot nigger like this with a letter telling me to make my own way into a section unit and have a needle in my ass?
On Gloucester Road in Bristol to a small private news agent. They then moved on to McColl's in Bedminster, and then later on that evening they went to a supermarket in the Eastville area just by the M32.
Oh. There was a large amount of cigarettes, about £300 worth, then cash was taken from the safe from the shop, and then at the end in the supermarket we saw that they drove through the gates and smashed their way in and stole from within as well. So we need to find them. What do we know about the suspects?
Well, we believe that they're not local, but they seem to be a very organised crime group. They know what they're doing. Whilst the three distract the shop owner, then the other one goes into the rear of the premises and steals whatever.
So they steal from within, and the car is also of real significance to you. This is an image of that car. You believe it's the same car that's used in all three, but importantly, the number plate isn't from that car, is it? Tell us more about that.
We know that number plate has been cloned from a car in the West Midlands, same style and same year, C200, 2008. So we know that the plates come from the West Midlands.
And possibly the gang are from the West Midlands as well, rather than from the Bristol. Is it possible?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay. Well, you also think that they've been doing a similar thing around other parts of the UK. Why do you say that?
We know they were in...
I've been all over the country. Shit. I've got to get it out of my head. I've got to forget about all these fucking black bastards.
From anyone who thinks they might recognise them. We're just watching the footage there. It really is very, very clear, the images there. So how can our viewers at home help today?
Well, if they know anyone that they can recognise from here, or that they all hang around together, and male 4 has definitely got a very distinctive jacket on.
So you just want anyone who recognises them to get in touch. And it's worth saying, the way they operate, the way they use this distraction technique where one goes around the rear and steals from within, you think there may be people that might not necessarily know they were targeted in this way until they're watching this video, and you want to hear from them as well.
Yes, please. Through the distraction. And
29 minutes and I'm going to be saying goodbye. I'm only doing like 2. I could do 3 hours, but I think it's 2 hours is enough, you know.
Until maybe the next day.
Okay, so it's really important we hear from those people if they think they have been targeted in that way.
I think it was 3 hours the other day because I was a bit. I feel better. I feel safer if I've got if I'm going live all the time because I can catch all the little bastards. You know what I mean?
Maybe been a victim of this type of crime yourself and haven't yet come forward. If so, give us a call. Our number is 08000 468 999. Lines are open.
If they're not on Instagram, Facebook, or fucking. No, actually, I mean. I'm ting, I got you, motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
The address is cwl@bbc.co.uk.
Still to come, we'll be meeting PC Ahmad Chowdhury, who not only works as a frontline police officer, but also as an imam at his local mosque.
My faith, Islam, and the law.
Oh, look, this is a black doctor.
My faith talks about being good, being a good person, and being good.
You're not good, are you, mate?
The place where we live is nice.
Who the fuck are you? Get out of this country.
But first, our next guest is regularly on our screens on the BBC programme Flog It, but off camera, Adam Partridge is one of the UK's best-known antiques experts and auctioneers. But last November, his own auction house...
I don't know if he's Asian or whatever, but he might be a Muslim or some shit, I don't know.
Adam's joining us this morning to tell us more alongside DC Thomas Town from Cheshire.
But he's definitely stood there with his beard, his long beard, and his fucking you know, slightly. He's not white. He's definitely brown, but not too brown. Just like pale, kind of like white, brown, a little bit kind of like well, no, he's not English. But he might have been. Maybe his granddad wasn't, because I'll tell you what, they've got into this country somehow. And he's a nice little policeman. He's in the United Kingdom. Yes, and I feel so good because I'm a British person, but you're not British, are you, mate?
We've got some images of the items that have been stolen, haven't we, Adam? Yeah. Let's talk through this. Let's start with this one.
Well, we've chosen some of the most distinctive items, I suppose, today, and these two pieces are both Chopard clown pendants. Chopard's a
bit of gold down,
and they're encrusted in diamonds and other precious jewels. They're kinetic pieces, so they move and catch the light. They're incredibly rare and distinctive, and they made two versions, the larger one and the smaller one, both of which were sadly stolen. The larger was...
I phoned the police when I was in Winchester because I was concerned because I phoned up the jewellers and one of the people there says, one's not available. It's gone. It's down where it's gone now. It's not here. It must be at your house. So I couldn't find the fucking gold ring and what I was looking for. I thought, where the fuck is it? You know what I mean? I can't see it in all the places where I normally put a bit of gold. It's not fucking there. Right? So I phoned the police. I said, look, where the fuck is it? You know what I mean? Why am I getting dragged around and thrown around everywhere? And where's my fucking gold ring? You know, what the fuck's going on? The police lady come in. Did she pick it up and fucking nick it? What's going on? You know.
Lastly, we've chosen one of the most expensive pieces. This is a diamond encrusted.
Well, when I went down to the jewellers, we actually said we found out it's actually down there. It's in the jewellers.
We've also got another image which shows some of the other key pieces, as you say, really.
I don't know what she said. Fucking what she said. It was crazy. That's fucking strange. Where the fuck's that gone?
They're bound to come up somewhere within the jewellery trade, somewhere along the line, whether at a sort of low-level antiques fair, maybe people selling them online. There's so many ways of selling things now, but I would be surprised if they went through the sort of high street jewellers. And just a caution to everyone out there buying jewellery, make sure you buy it from a reputable source and let you know where it's come from.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good point.
I've not phoned the police back to actually say it's all right. Don't worry about the gold. Everything's all right. The gold is safe. You know, like all this and that. Anyway, what can I say? I mean, I don't want to keep harassing the police, but like I say, I mean, that. Do you know what I mean? I've got fucking cases. I've got all these fucking dodgy fucking mental health bullshit situations with police walking into my home. You know, and literally fucking putting me into vans and locking me up somewhere miles away and putting me on shit I don't want.
Between the hours of 01:45 and 02:10. Two of the males then proceed to drill a hole in the bottom panel of a rear door, which allows access to one of the suspects.
I won't get a letter through the door from the police about the actual abduction from the police. They're just going to lick each other's ass. They're going to be, yeah, we're going to do nothing for this poor little boy who's British and grew up to be the piano man. But we're just going to let him get robbed and fucking destroyed by the NHS and fucking take away my freedom, my rights, you know, everything really. You know, they're just going to fucking scare the shit out of me. That's the police and the NHS.
Now, we can also show a map of the location. Just give us a bit more detail about the area and what you're also appealing for from the public today.
So I'd like to take this opportunity to appeal to anybody in the Macclesfield area in the early hours of Tuesday, the 16th of November 2021. We believe there are a plethora of routes in which the three suspects could have taken once they left the area. So I would appeal to anybody with information, no matter how small that information, it could be pivotal to the investigation and identifying the three males responsible for this crime.
And Adam, finally, just to come back to you, what
crime? Why don't you look at the police? They're the criminals. The criminals are the police and the NHS.
Well, we're quite realistic. We don't expect to be reunited with all the pieces, or indeed any of them. But it would be lovely.
Let's be honest.
To catch these people that have affected the lives not just of us and our company, but of all our clients and victims, around 50 of them, as I mentioned before. If we manage to get any of the items back, that would be wonderful. It's just been a really hard time for all of us, so it would be great to get a result on this one.
Adam, thank you. Hopefully we can find out some information today. We'll keep those images of the stolen items on our website so you can take a closer look at them. Have you perhaps seen them for sale? If anything at all comes to mind, then please do drop us a line. The contact details are on your screens.
Now we're meeting a man who's combining his influence as both an imam and a police officer to tackle issues in his local community.
In my community. Oh, here we go.
I'm a police officer for West Midlands Police.
West Midlands. Right? I know there's loads of niggers there, fucking Muslims and all sorts of shit going on. Asians, Indians, Africans, they're all fucking up north a little bit more. There's loads of them up there. I mean, Birmingham was fucking covered with them. And there he is, with his policeman hat on. There he is.
Some of those challenges are around education.
A challenge? Well, what can I say? You're a policeman, mate. You're not even British.
I feel like I need to do something there. And
I know you
realise that one of the things that
bud, ding, ding, and all that. That's what I can hear it in his voice.
one of the ways you give back is you become a service to people, and I feel like I can do myself within policing.
No, let's get you out of here. Go to another country. Go on, fuck off.
I also have another role within the community. I'm an imam of the mosque. There's an enormous duty upon me towards community members, so I serve in that particular platform as well.
Yeah, well, this is Britain. Why don't you fuck off?
Islam and the law are massively connected. If you look at it from a basic perspective, my faith talks about being good.
Yeah, but you're not good, are you?
Being good to people and creating some form of peace and harmony around us, so that the place where we
You're just a control freak. Look at this country. The white people are suffering like fuck.
Winning the private Birmingham Award was a complete surprise to me, not something I expected at all.
You're nothing to me, mate. You're just a piece of shit.
It was to recognise how unique being a police officer and being an imam at the same time.
Yeah, you think it's unique to be a police officer. Well, it's actually unique to be the piano man who covers Somerset and London and in the Dutch Embassy, you little bastard. Why don't you fuck off? I don't want to look at your face. Your beard, your black beard, and all your fucking Muslim shit, which whatever it is, are you Muslim or whatever the fuck you are, right? You're not fucking British.
In response to the rise in knife crime and violence, mainly concerning those under the age of 25, I spent the best 1.5 years so far of my policing career aligned to that project. Knife crime carries huge risk of the loss of life, and in my experience as a police officer,
Oh, fuck it, I'm British. Yeah, look at me go, boys and girls. Look at this. Oh my God. Summertime. Yeah. Soon it's going to be kicking. The sun's going to be rocking. It's going to be like, whoa, parties in the streets and all sorts going on. Yeah. And obviously on the beach and all sorts of shit like that. Bournemouth Beach, that'll be like fucking filled up again. Yeah. And obviously now we're all around this fucking island, you know, like, you know, United Kingdom. Oh, shut up, will ya? Get out of here, you fucking twat.
Having that mindset that I want to achieve the best.
What a wanker. Look, there's some little wankers there they are.
It's too often we tell young people that there is negative influence. The elderly members of our community, it paints the young people in a better light that they're not all like that. And there's a lot of good people out there.
Yeah, there's good people. I'm a good person, mate, and you're just a control freak.
What an inspirational young man.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Never underestimate the power of community engagement.
Yeah, and community engagement. Well, I'm actually selling I'm putting my story out to the world, you know what I mean? I'm sharing the shit out of my life. I don't give a fuck about TV and radio. Yeah, because TV and radio is a load of bollocks.
How safe are they? Well, here to tell us more is tech expert David McClellan.
Crime Watch Live. Yeah, Crime Watch. The criminals are the police and the NHS. And look at the royal family. I mean, fuck me.
Yes, it's fair to say that the devices devices that we have about ourselves in our homes and out and about do have a certain awareness about what it is we're doing, and that's not always a problem. So, you know, I've got my smartphone here. If it wasn't,
I've got my smartphone here. Yes, give it to me, goddamn Mike. Come on, I want to take your phone off you. You've been using your phone, haven't you? Yes, you have. Yes, give me your phone. Come on. Really? Is that what you're saying to me, you fucking black bastard? Fuck off, will you? Leave me alone.
So that is good information that these devices have about us. You know, devices like these as well that we will talk about in a moment, these are common in our home, and they also know a lot of stuff about us. That's not a problem while we're in control of that information, that tracking, those signals, that data. When it does start
Data.
other people, criminals, people who we don't know, have access to this information. That's when it can become a problem.
People we don't know. Yeah, fucking hell.
Potentially get into that. Is that something we should be worried about? Worried about, I would say, aware of, and take steps to protect our privacy and security. Yes, and it's only if when that information gets into the wrong hands that, you know, we should be worrying about it. Because, you know,
But I'll tell you what gets into the wrong hands is all these fucking brown people who seem to be fucking running the country. We're the British people. We want our fucking country fucking back again. We want to tell them all to fuck off and get out of here.
With these voice assistant devices as well, you know, I'll talk about security about those in a moment. But with devices that are listening in on our conversations in our home, that means that if they were to fall into the wrong hands, if that information was to fall in the wrong hands, that's a microphone listening in on our home, and we want to make sure that information stays safe and secure. And within
well, YouTube is YouTube, but what can I say? Instagram and Facebook, it's all there. You know what I mean? Just get on there, have a look, and you'll see me. Woo! Ding, 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 ding.
Make sure that we're safe because we're using them all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So the devices that we've got here, many of those will be familiar to people watching. I would say most people have got one of these broadband routers in our home. This is what provides the internet connection, that little Wi-Fi in our home. And the majority of the other smart devices that we have all connect to this router. Now, I'll ask you a question. Do you know if you changed the password when you got the router in your home? The majority, yes, nodding positively.
I wish I could go back fucking 500 years. Our royal family will be fucking trained how to fucking look after the country. You know, right from way back years ago. I mean, like, shit. You know, I studied pharaohs and fucking Tutankhamun and all that shit. And, you know what I mean? Pyramids and all the rest of it. You know, fucking hell, shit. I done so much studying, it was crazy. But that was years ago when I was a kid.
On your conversations, and the business would call it a man-in-the-middle attack, but that could give them access to your usernames, your passwords, and enable them to conduct identity fraud, access your online.
Yeah, identity fraud.
So
yeah.
Really, protecting access to your router is very, very important, and that comes down to changing the password when you first plug it in. Something that very, very few of us do because we're surprised it's working in the first place, and we don't want to touch it and mess it up.
That is the thing, isn't it? You get it working, you think, hallelujah, that's amazing. But also, what if you're not that tech savvy? You know, changing.
I get pissed off with the IP address. It's crazy.
That kind of stuff. What would your advice be?
It's a really, really good question. And the government
brand new fucking computers and fucking IP address, can't find it. No. But it's all right. It does come up. It comes back. But like I say, you got to wait a little bit of time. And suddenly it says, "Oh, I'm a brand new computer. I think I'm better work." You know, really. I've got a bit of an older computer. Which I bought the other day, and it's fucking spot on. Perfect. It don't give me no trouble at all.
Please choose a new password, and that by itself is going to make things so much more secure, I think, and not just for the routers, but for all of the other devices too.
And it's worth saying that although we should be aware of the risks, there is a great amount of benefit that comes from items like this as well, isn't it? You mean you touched on some today?
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm glad you said that, because I feel very passionate about these devices like that have a positive impact on our homes. The video.
I should really. Well, I think about 3 o'clock this morning. I had what did I have? 2 sausage rolls. And then I slept like fuck. I was like, and I woke up probably about 7:30. I think. Let's see how long we've been. Hour and 48 minutes.
With the, we don't have one here, but a smart thermostat. They can
And it's
save
10:25.
save money, particularly at the moment.
Oh,
but also
wow.
to save the environment as well. They're great. So convenient. Things to your shopping list, being able to, ask for the weather, ask for news, or all manner of things. Turn on the central heating, turn off your lights. All through these devices. These are very, very powerful. What I will say is that we've got so used, particularly on shows like Crime Watch, to talking about securing our physical assets, our front door, locking the garage door, closing the windows, not leaving our keys and our wallet on the windowsill, for example. That's become part of our habit. That's become ingrained in us. I think what we need to move to now is the same sort of habits, the same practice when it comes to securing our digital lives. So, good password hygiene, making sure that we change the passwords. Never use the same password across multiple online accounts. If you've got the option of having that little code sent to your mobile that provides that extra bit of security, the two-factor authentication, one-time password, that there can mean that a hacker maybe has guessed your username and password. But if they don't have access to your mobile, it means they're not going to be able to get into your account. That makes your online accounts and physical devices 99 times more secure than without them.
I tell you what, David.
Yeah, you got to keep all your shit together.
You're tooled up and ready to go.
Go home and change your passwords on your router.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Now, just a few weeks ago, on the 14th of February, an attempted murder took place in Blackburn that the police are appealing for your help with. At approximately 3:15.
Oh, well, why did the police come around my house in January and take me to fucking Basingstoke and lock me up?
Male one was
You
carrying
sick little cunt.
while the other male was carrying a piece of wood studded with a nail. Both have their hoods up. Just off this road, they then commit a violent and sustained attack on a victim. The two men, as you can see here, then run out of the premises, turning back the way they came. The victim suffered fractures to his skull, collarbone and shoulder blade and spent 4 days in hospital before being discharged. Now, Lancashire Police are reaching out to anyone who may have witnessed the attack, to anyone who may recognise these men. Do they look familiar to you? Or do you remember seeing anything unusual on Monday, the 14th of February on Blackburn? If so, please get in touch. Our contact
He's got a hammer. He's got a fucking hammer. Oh my god, that's great. Or was that a gun? I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know.
Now it's time for today's Wanted Faces. First up, have you seen Steve?
I used to have guns when I was a kid. I had an air rifle and a gat gun. A gat gun is like a fucking. It's cool actually, but like I say, it wasn't really that powerful. But I managed to shoot a bird with it. I just went, oh, he got the bird. Okay, that was it. And then I felt terrible. I buried the bird in the woods, well, should we call it a jungle? No, it's not a jungle, is it? A jungle is what you find in Africa and all that shit. Yeah. So, like I say, I mean, well, we call it the woods. That's it, woods. And in there, I dug a little hole, put the bird in. You know what I mean? My heart was breaking. I thought, oh shit, I'll kill the bird. I actually give money. I donate money to the animals and all that. And the blind children. And the air ambulance. They're not NHS. They reassured me they're not NHS. So I said, all right, and I'll donate money to you then. And that's it. Well.
Has led her to campaign about this.
You try and get all these rappers you hear on the telly, right? All these niggers, right? All their money, right? They won't donate fuck all to no one.
Speeding may be the most common driving offence on our roads, but it can also be one of the most serious.
And there's a woman, right? She's brown as fuck, and she's fucking called Pamjit, right? She comes round to my house and she says, "When you got £1, we'll go for a coffee." I said, "Well, I'm fucking skint, you know what I mean? And I'm not going." So she wants me to go to the baker's, right? Where I was told I'm barred because I had a little bit of weed, and I had guinea snails, and I'd give it to the girls. I said, "You love it," and then I was barred by another little slut in that fucking baker's. And now I've got this brown lady telling me, like, "Oh, come to the baker." I'm not going to the fucking bakers. No fucking way. You know what I mean?
And he said, oh, she's probably just nipped to the shops after work.
But Kelly had been involved.
Pamsit, if you're so fucking wrapped up with the NHS, what a fucking, you know, why don't you buy me a coffee then? You know, you're the same as fucking, what's his name? Stephen Aber, a 6 foot nigger with his finger like this, you know, all this sort of shit. That's two brown people, right? Treating me like shit.
And then the policeman came and said that Kelly had been killed outright.
Well, actually, it's free because we've got Brian, the teenager. You know, I'm trying to stick a needle in my ass. He can fuck off.
When one of them collided with Kelly's car.
We have to go down and identify Kelly, which no parent should have to do. That was horrific.
Oh, what time was it? Should we talk to Mum?
The two young men responsible were convicted and sentenced, but have since been released.
They've taken so much away from us, and they have ripped my family apart.
Ripped us to apart. Who's done that then? I mean, who actually fucking rips our family apart? Because I notice it is the NHS who do this. They rip a family to fucking pieces.
Police in South Wales patrol the roads to catch speeding motorists.
We do a lot of patrols in unmarked vehicles, and that's when you really get to see the true nature of how people drive and the speeds that become.
I'm a fucking good driver, but I don't want to drive them all.
I think we're driving capabilities better than what they actually are, or they feel they've got the experience behind them. They feel confident to bring the speeds up, and then when collisions do occur, the chances of a serious injury or even a fatality, unfortunately.
The problem with police is they get very fucking dangerous. They get scary, they get dangerous, they don't give a fuck. They're just human beings, right? And they think they've got a uniform on and they can destroy the shit out of someone. I've seen them raiding homes and that shit. They fuck families up.
It'll be interesting to see continue driving like that. So yeah, this Ford Focus now is travelling at speed.
A Ford Focus? I had a Ford Focus. My Ford Focus was driving Carol Flood to the hospital all the time.
He turns on the blue lights and signals for the driver to pull over.
The Royal Southampton Hospital, yep, I was her #1 driver. I was there for her 100%. She's dead now, but like I say, she's a dear old lady, and her son was treating her as shit and making her cry. Right? Seriously. Steve Flood. Let's go and find Steve Flood, yeah. We want him in jail. For treating old people fucking terrible. His mother, his own mother.
The most reckless incident I witnessed was a vehicle that passed me in lane 3 on the M4 motorway, travelling in speeds in excess of 120 mph. On stopping that vehicle, it transpired the driver was also driving whilst on drugs.
Oh, here we go. Look at that. Look, driving on drugs. Why don't you piss off, you little prick? I drove 3 fucking I'll tell you what, actually four kids and 1 mum from Southampton to Derby, and I stopped on the way and rolled a few joints of cannabis, and I was having a smoke and I was driving. Yeah, I was fucking right, I was. Yeah, because I'm a fucking clever man and I can drive and I'm very fucking clever. Actually, I looked after the family 100%. I give them 2 or 3 hours, sat with their dad, and then fucking come back to the house next door to my mother. Yeah. Claire Clements, Amy Clements, Adam Clements, right? Kim Dayton, who's now changed her name. Probably the girls are probably grown up and married and all sorts now. I don't know. And my daughter, Rebecca White, she come with us. And I see it today, 2-litre turbo. And I drove it up. I drove to see it today though, up to fucking Derby. Yeah, Derby's quite a way actually.
She's on my mind as soon as I wake up in the morning and when I go to bed at night.
But I cared about them because I couldn't handle my mum because she didn't like the kids. She didn't fucking like them at all. Next door, that was it. My mum was not very nice really at times.
The road where Kelly was killed is a notorious accident black spot. But after months of campaigning, Tracy got the speed limit for that stretch of road lowered, and a speed.
And my mum would always let my brothers bring all their mates in and smoke loads of cannabis in the house, and they played PGA golf on the Mega Drive, yeah, because it was always going on. Fucking everybody loved the golf. It was great. And everybody was rolling joints up, smoking cannabis in my mum's house, and my mum was getting high as fuck. She didn't smoke. She don't do this, right? But she could smell it, and that was it. Whoa! She was high. Oh yeah.
With his friends in Wolverhampton, but tragically, he never came home. Tom was attacked and stabbed to death outside a nightclub. Now, 10 years on, his family and the police are again appealing for information. And we're joined now by Detective Super.
Why the police still chasing after that? I mean, what the hell?
Sean, thank you for joining us. Viewers may remember you from 2018 when you first appealed.
10 years, and they're still fucking trying to catch the people that killed this person.
What can you tell us about what happened that night? This thing's back 10 years ago, which was the early hours.
Well, I've got a case for you, right? From 2004 until now, right? We're talking fucking shit. We're talking, well, a lot of years. Abuse from the NHS, doctors, fucking brown doctors in this country. They don't even fucking know me.
People turned up in cars, and tragically during that disturbance,
Dr. Courtney, you don't even fucking know me either, you wanker, or whoever you might be. Are you a woman or a man? Come on, I don't know. I forget. I don't know. Dr. Courtney, whoever the fuck you were, you threatened me and ordered me go back to Melbury Lodge. You can fuck off, mate.
The location. Can you just talk us through what happens here? Yes, this is Tom coming out to the club just before that disturbance. Unfortunately, the actual incident where Tom was stabbed wasn't captured on CCTV. And this is why one of the reasons I'm here today to appeal for anyone who saw that can help us just get those answers. Now, Tom's mother, Ina, joined us on the programme in 2018 and was understandably devastated by what's happened. I know that you and your team have been in contact with her recently.
I'll tell you something, right? When I go live on YouTube, oh my God, right? Yeah, when I'm live on YouTube, right, I hit the button and it says for kids or not for kids, and it's always not for kids because I swear too much. I don't want kids to hear me like this.
For 10 years,
you know, kids are fucking kids, you know.
As a community, have made numerous appeals to find answers. The answers, we believe, lie within multiple separate witness groups. 10 years on, I'm reaching out to you all. Has the passage of time played heavily on your consciences? Do you now have families of your own? Imagine having the most beautiful person in your life taken so cruelly. My son's life ended alone without his family or a familiar face with him. Please give
what can I say? I've been dragging around all over the country and I don't even fucking know anyone. But luckily, now I've got Brian, not Brian. I'll get Brian out of my head. I mean, actually, when I was a nipper, I was friends with Brian Harden, and he was in love with a woman that quite loved me. Well, I'm sure she loved me. Nikki Hughes, right? Nikki Hughes, a lovely woman. I let Brian run off of her and they got married and everything. It was crazy. Darren Clark, how you doing, man? Yeah, Darren Clark. It's sad to hear that Kevin Majors died, but he did die, and that's it. So we've got to carry on now, and I hope you're okay, mate.
Sean, thank you for joining us today. If you have any information that might help bring some peace to Tom's family and friends, then you can visit the Crime Stoppers website or call them on a free phone 0800 555 111.
I'm not going to bother.
Completely anonymously. You can also contact us, and the details are at the bottom of your screens now.
We've just got time now for some updates about today's main appeals. Earlier in the show, we heard about a group of people who are using distractions techniques to steal from shops. We're joined again now by DC Helen Shaw from Avon and Somerset Police.
Distraction.
Just remind us of the locations that you know they've targeted.
I've got to be careful because I can hear a little pain. I can feel pain in my neck.
Bristol, and then on to
Just about here somewhere.
in Bedminster and McColl's, and then on to Stapleton Road, Eastville area, for the supermarket just by the M32.
And what do we know about the suspects?
We don't know much about them. We don't believe that they're local.
We can see them here. They were very organised, as you were saying before, weren't they? They knew what they were doing, used one person to distract the shopkeeper. The car as well was very significant, wasn't it? Let's take a look at that.
Oh, man.
And what about this?
Oh.
So the Mercedes was seen at all three offences, and then on the third occasion,
I bought this, right,
because
I was having trouble with the other phone, right? And I'm not sure how to do the fucking loudspeaker on this.
Thank you very much. Any information, please get in touch. Earlier today, I also spoke to Adam Partridge. That was about a burglary that took place at his auction house in Macclesfield. Around £250,000 worth of jewellery stolen. I'm joined again by DC Thomas Tow from Cheshire Constabulary. You've been investigating this. Let's take a look at that footage again. It's very clear. What do you know?
So in terms of the burglary, we know that 3 males arrived at the rear of the auction house and 2 males then proceeded to drill a hole, allowing entry.
You'll notice a lot of black people don't do any kind of crime like that in the streets where crime watch have got to fucking find them. Because what it is, most of these little black bastards come into this country and get jobs and start working for the NHS and start controlling people like that. You know, like, oh, mental health, yes, oh yes, oh yes. Yeah. Look at the situation. How many fucking brown people have we got working for the NHS? Absolutely loads of them, everywhere. In all the section units, there they are.
Tomorrow's show will be talking to investigators of crash for cash scams to see how false insurance claims put us in danger and put our premiums up.
So what you see here is the 2 cars in front, both involved in the incident. So they're working together. And as they come onto the M6 here, they're driving very, very close. They're coming onto a slip road, high speed this is, and literally just slams on his brakes, causing the innocent member of the public just to hit the rear of the car.
Shocking to see that, isn't
Horrible,
it?
isn't it?
Yeah, really good film. To see any of today's appeals again, please head over to our website or go to iPlayer, where the show will be available for the next 24 hours. For now, though, we'll leave.
Oh, there's a
you with
nigger.
another look
There's
at
one.
today's Wanted Faces.
What's the score with him then?
Tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m.
There's 2 white people and 1 black. Have them 2 white people got hold of that black man? Go on, tell me. Oh. Oh, shit. BBC Studios documentary.
As I push 12 food and drink entrepreneurs to the absolute limits.
It was quite funny when I went into the BBC studios down, not studios, BBC down in fucking Southampton. It was when I got out of fucking Malbury Lodge and Winchester, and I was racing down on buses, 3 buses to go and see my daughter for about 20 minutes or whatever the fuck it was, and then I had to go back to Malbury Lodge and Winchester. I raced into the fucking BBC studios and I told them shit about what was going on and all that. And I'll tell you what, the younger people was fine, but then one lady actually said, "Well, now go on, you have to go now, and all this and all that." So that's all right, but I know the other people were like, "Wow, this is crazy." I said, I fucking it's fucking nuts, mate. Really, to be honest. I don't know what I was talking about, but it was something. Well, I know I never had much time. I said, look, this is it. I've got to fucking hurry up and get the fuck on another bus and go and see my daughter and my grandchildren. And then I've got to race back and get back into Malbury Lodge. Right? It was crazy. It was. BBC didn't do fuck all. They didn't do nothing because they're little bastards. Someone told me BBC actually they cause more problems than fucking good. You know. But I do like EastEnders. I mean, EastEnders is all right.
The police, local councils and businesses are using their own tricks and traps, together with cutting-edge technology, to catch the bad guys.
Oh, this guy's all right.
It's a crucial piece of footage.
And the public are using secret cameras to make sure they're crooks get their comeuppance.
I was raging.
It was. Hey, mate. I'm trying to catch the police and the fucking doctors and all that shit. Yeah, we got them. We got them. I got the bastards. I'll say it. Red-handed. You're all over Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Yeah, I got you, motherfuckers.
In the dead of night, a thief raids farm outbuildings, stealing vital equipment from farmers.
The impact in the area was far-reaching, and I wanted this now to be.
It's been 2 hours. I'll tell you what. Should we go for 3 hours? Because it's only fucking. It's like fucking. I just want to stay live forever. You know.
Also today, a devious ganger who's played catch me if you can with police.
Should we go for 3 hours?
Raiding a bank and other businesses.
It's frustrating.
Oh, I don't know really. Well, actually, no. Yeah, I will actually because it's quite interesting.
They set up an operation to snare these crooks.
What they didn't know is that we were watching what they were doing all the way along. They're just putting a nail in their coffin.
Successful police work involves diligence, skill.
Skill! Yeah, I like this bloke. He's alright, he is.
And recently in Monmouthshire, a rural crime officer's investigation was.
He's like me. Bum, bum. Actually, yeah, it's still. That's right, yeah. Oh, let's have a bit of this. Come on. There we go.
Louise investigates when animals, fuel, or equipment are stolen, and she's seen the severe impact of these thefts.
Hey, mate, do you want a cup of tea, do you? Come on. Let's have a cup of tea and a joint. Yeah, got you. Actually, no, you're right, mate. You know what I mean? There's a donkey. Hang on a minute. Oh, yeah. I'm like a donkey. Look at the size of that. I mean, Christ, it's massive. You know what I mean?
People seem to like coming to the farm shop and seeing the animals. So that's why we thought of opening the farm park.
I raise money to the animals and all that. I do. I pay money to the animal trust.
Including one he has a particular soft spot for, Larry the Lion.
And the Blind Children UK.
It turns out that Larry's not just a pretty face.
He's very alert. People used to keep them with their sheep to guard off the foxes. And certainly Larry would be quite good at that because he notices everything.
And Gareth and Larry end up protecting not just their own flock, but the wider farming community by helping rural crime officer Louise to solve a sudden spate of crimes.
Am I going to get a call today or what?
It's just after midnight.
Because they say Julie's going to give me a call, but she ain't give me a call.
She thought it was a bit
More friends. Look at it. Fuck me. Another lady. There we go. Look at that. Ladies. What can I say? Here I am on YouTube. Woohoo!
We had a 999 call.
It's from a nearby farmer who has discovered that chainsaws and other tools have been stolen.
He'd woken up to sounds of loud banging of a door that they knew they'd secured. So he got up and found the barn door had been broken into. The padlock was on the floor.
Louise knows that collecting any forensic evidence from farms can be far from easy.
It's very difficult for our forensics officers to work with. They need nice, shiny, smooth surfaces for fingerprints.
My stomach feels a bit filled up, but my stomach, my neck and my mouth and everything tells me, go on, eat a fucking burger. You know what I mean? But like, I'm not sure really. You know?
I thought, well, at least
I don't know what to do really.
That something might come of it later.
And the farmer himself has some important information as well.
They did a little bit of investigation themselves and found a track that went across their field.
I've had 2 cups of tea.
Where the lady beforehand had seen the van parked at the side of the road.
The van is no longer there, but Louise is now able to link it to this most recent crime. A few miles away.
This is crime. Yeah, he's alright. This bloke.
But something's wrong.
A few things have been around the park.
He realises that they've had intruders.
You find that someone has been snooping around your property
Oh.
So it's quite concerning.
Gareth
They've been probably £100. It doesn't sound
I
like
think that's something that's
that
actually.
kept Larry fed for probably a month. It's quite serious.
Gareth looks at his seat.
La 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 la.
At nearly 2 a.m., two men emerge from the bushes. They climb over the fence.
Actually, I'll tell you what.
Carrying torches, they head towards them.
I think I'll have sausage and mash. Yeah, I will have sausage and mash. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah, that's all right.
In a neighbouring barn, Larry the llama is disturbed by the sound of the intruders.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll make a coffee and I'll microwave some sausage and mash.
Meanwhile, one of the men moves over to the food bag, goes inside and empties the till of its contents. Gareth is outraged watching the men invading his property, but he's hoping at least to get a clear image of their faces.
It's quite frustrating, really, because you can see them walking around on the cameras. You could see where they were going and what they were doing, but you couldn't get a good look at their face.
But then the intruders head round to Larry's barn. The llama stops chewing. He's on full alert. The men don't realise that there's a camera in here. They can't resist going up to see the charismatic llama, who's not so keen on seeing them. But the intruders' fascination with Larry is to spell their undoing when the camera, trained on Larry's pen, captures a clear image of one of the men's faces.
It was only by chance, really, or their sort of.
Whoa!
It's quite rewarding that you have a good picture of the person's face then.
And when Louise sees the footage, she spots something else that interests her.
At that moment, with Larry the llama, you could also see the bolt cutters.
Louise believes the padlock she seized at the first raid had been removed by bolt cutters, and she knows this evidence could link the two crimes. And then
A lot of we can reduce crime, okay, by simply getting rid of Africans, Asians, Indians, Muslims, all that sort of shit. Get rid of all them people out of this country, right? The British people will be like, fucking, yeah, man, I'll tell you what, we're not going to do no more crime. Crime Watch, you're going to be pretty fucked because we're going to be really good. We're going to look after our people and we might even get a job. We might even pay tax. I mean, what the fuck? I never paid tax, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
They used to do tool comparison checks. So if you had the same implement cutting different padlocks, they may be able to be linked.
The disturbing news of the three crimes spreads quickly amongst the close-knit farming community.
It was very unsettling for the people who lived in the area, and I thought, right, okay, I'm going to get the property back and end up with a suspect in custody.
Later, Louise investigates every element of the case in microscopic detail.
You never know what's useful at the scene of a crime, and I thought that this has got to be it. This has got to be a really good clincher for me.
A gang of cunning thieves pose as workmen, hiding in plain sight, opening manholes to cut alarm cables and disable security cameras. But they don't realise they've attracted the attention of the Metropolitan Police Flying Squad, who are about to match cunning with cunning and turn the tables on the thieves. Detective Constable Mike Charles, not his real name, has to remain anonymous because he works for the Met's most famous crime-fighting unit, the Flying Squad.
My role is as a covert officer, investigating robberies where firearms are used and also high-value burglaries. You join the police because you want to put bad people away.
The Flying Squad deals with some of London's most hardened criminals, and while investigating a series of high-profile burglaries, Mike is about to come up against an old adversary. A report comes in that a bank has been broken into over the weekend, and its ATM machines have been plundered. Whoever did this was no small-time crook.
Looks like about £250,000 has been stolen. somebody gained entry through a hole in the wall. The machines had been cut open using cutting equipment. So we knew that we weren't just dealing with sort of amateur criminals.
Mike knows he has his work cut out. These criminals have somehow bypassed the bank's alarms and avoided being seen on the security cameras.
When they gained entry into the bank, they'd actually removed the hard drive in the CCTV as well. This is going to be a challenge.
Mike and his team scour the area for any other CCTV. They get a result when they examine footage from security cameras on the building site next to the bank.
We could see a white van and that two males had been seen exiting that van and had gone into the building site.
It's just on 10 p.m. on Friday night when one of the men approaches the building site camera. With his t-shirt pulled over his face, he uses a piece of metal to disable the CCTV, allowing them to break into the bank unseen. Mike's team have a lead. Officers now scrutinise CCTV recorded earlier in the day.
There was also cameras around the perimeter which showed them walking around beforehand doing reconnaissance.
And one of the men is of particular interest to Mike. He recognises an old foe.
I had previously dealt with him for similar type offences. He was known for using oxyacetylene, which enables you to cut through metal, and also lifting up manhole covers, disabling alarms straight away. All these things start adding together.
Mike last saw the manhole man a decade ago when he helped to jail him. Mike and the team start examining the footage from cameras surrounding the bank, and they find the men have specialised knowledge of the bank's security.
There were manhole covers which hold a lot of the wires. We then found footage of these males breaching those manhole covers.
With the other man wearing an official-looking high-vis vest, these confident crooks are able to do this all in broad daylight.
You have to make it look like you are working. A member of the public can go and look under those covers.
It's a high-risk strategy in more ways than one.
There are mains cables. Now, if you don't know what you're doing and you cut the wrong cable leg, it could be lethal. So you do have to have some knowledge.
With the bank's protection system shut down, the men knew they could return to burglary later that night. And Mike knows it too, but he doesn't have enough hard evidence to bring them in.
There was no CCTV showing the actual crime being committed. There was no forensic. What we actually have is footage of two people going around the building, acting suspiciously and doing things which are preparing to commit a crime, but we haven't got enough at that stage to be able to go and arrest them.
So Mike's team starts surveillance on Manhole Man's address, and that white van looks familiar.
It wasn't displaying the same registration number as the registration number that was used during the crime. However, we were confident that we had the same vehicle.
But they can't watch their main suspect all the time.
People, I think, have a conception that it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, that takes up an extremely large amount of resources. You can't monitor people all that time. You will do different patterns during the day.
6 weeks pass without Manhole Man committing any other crimes they know of. But from past experience, Mike believes it won't be long.
We obviously check in on a daily basis to see if there was any crimes that were of a similar nature.
And they get one. A frozen food store is broken into and it bears all the hallmarks of Manhole Man. Cameras disabled and a manhole open to cut power to the alarm. Cash has been stolen and a large amount of alcohol.
They'll take anything if there's stuff that's worth money to them.
That's a bit weird. What's the telly got on? The telly's not working. Oh yeah, it's turned off. What was it turned off?
Again, the manhole men's faces are seen on outside cameras before disabling them. But again, they take the internal CCTV drive, so there's no footage of them actually stealing anything. Mike's team still can't fully pin these crimes on them.
It is frustrating. The impact on the victims is very high. However, if you try to apprehend people too early, you end up with a much minor
sausage and mash, right? And also I've got some sausage and beans, right, in a can. So I've got some of that in there as well.
When you do arrest these people and put them before the courts,
and I've got a cappuccino.
But the manhole men show no signs of slowing down. Over the next 2 weeks, there are 3 more offences. On one occasion, the surveillance team see the main man taking carpet into his address, only to find out a carpet store has been broken into just hours before. It's all potentially useful evidence, but Mike decides a change of tactic is needed, as in this game of cat and mouse, the mouse is starting to run amok.
The offending was increasing, and we couldn't allow this to continue. We need to start moving in now and getting a closer group of these people.
The increased activity of these thieves may yet prove to be their undoing, because it means Mike and the flying squad can justify stepping up their surveillance. It seems certain these men will strike again soon. In fact, Mike hopes they do.
The best evidence to convict anybody is trying to catch them in the act, and that was ultimately what we wanted to do.
Over the next couple of weeks, they watch them sizing up various businesses. But they don't burgle any, and the flying squad can only keep up this level of surveillance for so long. Then, it's 2 a.m. at a leisure centre. A camera records intruders breaking in through the fire door. It's the manhole men. They see the camera and smash it with a crowbar. This time, though, it's not just the camera that can see them. The police can too.
What they didn't know is that we were watching what they were doing.
The men search the centre for cameras, destroying them one by one.
Oh no! I dropped it in the fucking bean.
Oh no! Are silently assembling outside.
We were surrounding them. We had them contained.
But Mike and his team don't rush in. The success of
it's all right. Don't worry. I'm good with my tongue.
Hinges on them walking out with stolen goods.
We allow them to commit the offence because we can show the similarities between all the offences and say, this is what they do. This is not just a one-off. This is a series of offences. Now try and talk yourself out of this.
Oh, yeah.
The men knock out the last camera and then start taking stuff. 5 minutes later, they leave the building and are stunned when the police officers pounce on them.
It's to see that look on their face when they come out and that sheer shock of, how did you know I was here? How did you catch me? And then the realisation that their life has come crashing down.
The arrested men don't admit to anything. But they don't need to. When police search their address, it speaks for itself. A treasure trove of evidence with tools and clothing used in the burglaries, along with stolen goods, including some of that carpet.
When we searched the van, we found the mask that was used on the grocery store. So it's superb evidence, because through DNA we can prove who was wearing it.
The men's mobile phone data.
That's a work mask. That's a work mask. That's a mask you put it on, so you could be looked as upon by a camera as a white boy or a man or whatever. It's probably a black man that's done that. And there he is. Look at that.
The main accomplice was sentenced to 3 years in prison. The man who helped carry out the burglary at the bank has pleaded guilty and is awaiting sentence.
Great, yeah, fucking, that's it. Lock him up, the little bastard.
For 8 years.
Yeah, don't go too crazy with that white man. Look at them 2 black bastards.
The Proceeds of Crime Act also means that criminals will have their assets seized as they start having to pay back what they stole.
I knew that was fucking niggers. I knew it. As soon as I see that mask, I thought that's a fucking black bastard. You know what I mean? Using a white mask. So it could be a white man, but it's not a white man. It's just fucking 2 black men.
When you get a good result and these people do get convicted.
Yeah. Snap.
Now, it's surprising what some thieves think is worth stealing. This masked figure approaches a closed piano store and violently throws a rock through the window. He looks like a man on a mission, but no, it's not a piano he's after. It's a cuddly toy. Yes,
A
the
piano, look at that.
storeholders were astonished. The only thing taken
Oh,
was the
yeah.
Mickey Mouse mascot.
I could pick that up, no
And the
problem.
customer later replaced their missing Mickey. As for the thief, this video going viral means he'll forever have people taking that Mickey out of him for the lengths a grown man will go to steal a cuddly toy.
It's quite funny with
Meanwhile,
those.
in Scotland, this man's taking a surprising amount of interest in a colourful flamingo ornament in someone's garden. So much so, he steals it. A case of flamingo going gone. When the owner later discovers her bird has flown, she's determined it's going to be a case of flamingo going to get it back. She puts the footage up on Facebook and fellow flamingo lovers flock to help. And the next day she has a surprise visitor. The same man who stole the flamingo comes cap in hand,
Letters.
or rather bird in hand, to bring it back. His angry niece recognised him from the footage and, like a flamingo, she put her foot down, demanding he return it. The man apologises, saying, to use his own words, that he was steaming at the time and didn't realise he had done it. The owner forgives him. She was very happy to have her two flamingos safely back in the pink again.
What's this? Oh, hang on. I know what this is. This is Vodafone. I'm sure it is.
In Monmouthshire, PC Louise Thorpe of the Rural Crime Team has now visited 3 farms that have been the victim of overnight raiders.
Say hello to your new sim. Bum, 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 bum.
Louise has collected the damaged padlocks and latches from the crime scenes.
Whoa, Vodafone. Hey, I'm back.
Gareth's cameras got a good shot of one of their faces. Louise
The real Stone Raver. Yeah, there's me. Oh, this is 3. Oh, yeah, hang on. We've got to sort this out.
She gets some promising information.
The registration number came back to somebody that was known to the police.
The owner of the van is a 30-year-old who lives over 20 miles away in Newport.
The person doesn't come from Monmouthshire. It's difficult to establish what their purpose would have been in the area at midnight. They were up to something that they shouldn't have been doing.
Louise has a prime suspect. Now she needs the proof to charge him. She examines the padlock and latches. They look like they've been cut with bolt cutters, and Louise has seen the men carrying a pair on the CCTV.
Yeah, this is free. Like they approached me.
Linked to the damaged locks. It could be a key factor in the investigation.
My hope was these bolt cutters matched the cutting of the.
So I've got Vodafone, I've got 3, and I've got O2 to deal with.
Meanwhile, a local newspaper picks up the story. By chance, one of Louise's colleagues who's been off duty sees it.
My colleague contacted me.
Eastleigh Borough Council. Oh, right.
The person.
The colleague gives the same name that Louise has already linked to the van's registration number, the 30-year-old Newport man. This positive idea from CCTV footage by a fellow officer strengthens her case.
I felt really happy, so we put an alert out to officers to stop him.
Louise wants to bring the man in for questioning. Even more so because now 3 more farms are raided.
The second set of burglaries was the same MO. A quad bike had been stolen.
That scared me. It said £1,250.69. And I looked down a little bit more and it says amount to be paid, nothing. Nothing. Yeah, because I don't pay tax. I'm on the dole for the rest of my life, and that's how it is. Whoa, that's the council, yeah.
Confirms to Louise that her suspect is responsible for these latest crimes too.
The suspect actually tries to cover his face, but there was still enough of the top half of his head to identify him as being the same person.
What is this? What is this?
7.9
million.
Into a nearby industrial estate where CCTV has captured this image.
We couldn't get the registration number, but what it did show was a white van that matched the very first sighting.
The following morning, Louise hears some welcome news.
The suspect had been
This is a
arrested.
bit dodgy.
During the night, they stopped him on the M4, which was great.
It's just 8 days after the first farm was broken into, and police now have a man in custody. Louise searches the suspect's white van.
I actually found what I believe to be the set of bolt cutters under the front passenger seat. I thought, this is good. They match the first CCTV of Larry the Llama. These were grey with red handles, and I thought that this has got to be it.
Louise knows that forensic analysis could prove that these are the bolt cutters that broke each of the locks damaged in the recent spate of crimes, by comparing unique patterns in the cut surfaces to those on the blades.
Now that I had the bolt cutters, I got them sent off in the hope.
This is a postcode lottery.
While she waits,
it says 443 people in my area, right, with my postcode, are playing. Are really playing.
Two were absolutely no shadow of a doubt. This set of bolt cutters cut these two padlocks. The third one was very highly possible that it was the same one. So I was ecstatic.
Oh no, yeah, fuck off. £10 a month. I don't want it.
Guilty. Before sentencing, Louise has a suggestion for the court.
I wouldn't allow him to have his van back.
I knew that was it. You know, you got to pay money out of it. Can't they do fuck all for nothing?
The man was sentenced to 2 years in prison. And he's not getting his van back either.
The court result was that they were going to auction off his van to assist with paying money for the compensation for the victims. I was actually quite taken aback. I hadn't heard of that myself. But to me, it made perfect sense.
Thanks to Louise's quick thinking in seizing the broken locks, this man's campaign of rural crime is over, and the local farmers are delighted with the result.
Oh, it's them.
Very efficient, and we were ecstatic, really. He was caught so quickly. It was very good news for us.
And Larry the Llama has been well rewarded for the part he played too.
Larry was the sort of star of the show, really, I suppose. So it was good that he helped in the capture, really. So as a bit of a bonus, we gave him some extra carrots the next day.
That's all for now, but join us next time to see more criminals get caught red-handed.
We still have a TV on there, like more criminals to find. Yeah, more fucking dodgy doctors and fucking dodgy police. Yeah, let's go and catch them all. And fucking get them in a circle and say, right, now, whatever. We're gonna catch you, motherfuckers. That's it.
We are England. We are Wales. We are Scotland. We are Ireland. And we are together.
Yeah, and I'm right with you because I'm British. Yeah, you know, hey.
Live Saturdays at 11:30 on BBC Two and iPlayer.
I got to eat my sausage and beans. I feel good because I've got food right here. Like, there it is.
No longer have to say over what I do. That's the way you need to be.
The Split returns, coming soon to BBC One and iPlayer.
From sugar tins to suitcases, will there be a sweet profit for the blues? Bargain hunt on the way in an hour. First on BBC One, Martel and Dion with new stories from the auctions.
Hello and welcome to the show. Now, when you're looking for that perfect home to live in,
She's alright, I like her.
It's possibly going to be one of the biggest purchases.
She's a lovely woman. Oh yeah.
We've both fallen in love with houses in the past, but it's important not to let your heart rule your head.
Yes. Best place to start is probably your local property auction.
Hello. Hello? I can't hear you. I can't even hear you, mate. I can hear you, but you're distorted. You're distorted. I can't understand you. You know, what the hell?
The excitement of a property auction is pretty hard to beat. Even after all this time, we love it.
Yes, let's see what's on offer on today's show.
On today's show, we've got
this London 3-bed flat. Jackie finds
me with my big dick.
This is very strange.
From bright and light to dark and damp, this Macclesfield flat has a surprise for Dion.
Wow. Cellar space.
Oh, here we go. I'm not going to be horrible to this black man because he's quite a nice black man. But he's on the fucking telly and I'm not on the telly. What's going on? Oh, look at her. She's a black woman and she's got a fucking nice house.
All these properties have been sold at auction. We'll find out who bought them and what they paid for them when they went under the house.
You bought it? Well, thank you.
We're in Vauxhall, a district of South London adjacent to the River Thames. It's enjoyed a significant surge in popularity in recent years.
It's going to take a bit of time to overcome all the trauma I've had from the police and the NHS. And when I get past all that shit and get it out of my head, I probably won't be so fucking niggerfied. You know, and looking at any cunt that's brown, you know what I mean? I'll be like, fucking gotcha, you motherfuckers. You know what I mean? I'll be back to normal one day. One day, I'll be back to normal.
Less than half a mile away. Yes, it is very.
Because you can't fucking live like this all your life, you know what I mean? With niggers coming around your house and fucking doctors that are brown, fucking just locking you up and chucking you into section units everywhere. Right, they can all fuck off.
Attractive building. I like the look of it. It is on the
Yeah, you like it.
So I'm going to head in and head up. I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'd cross your fingers before I get you out of this country. Spacious, British, and who are you? Yeah. I do get a few black people like me. Yeah, I've watched them fucking like me. You know what I mean? I know how much they like me. You know what I mean?
You would soon see an increase in stamina going up and down all these stairs every day.
But it's not nice to be locked up, like taking away my freedom. You know, black people fucking controlling my life.
I made it. Okay. So, into the hallway. Not a bad size, but actually, it feels really dark. And I suppose that's because of the decor. You've got this sort of mock flocked wallpaper. I think if you had a lighter colour, that would brighten up the whole space. I think you've got that cupboard on the top there. I don't know who's going to reach that. So you've got a bedroom to the front there, decent size. Second bedroom.
Why do we have to have you on telly? What the fuck? Can you get off the telly?
This bedroom, very blue. But what I do love is all of the sort of characters.
I want to change the channel.
You've got some clothing, you've got picture rails.
I don't like watching them no more. I'm pissed off with bastards.
But definitely get it checked out. And then.
Yeah. Let's say goodbye.
Gosh. Yeah. Decent size though. You've got the living room there.
Yeah. And you got me watching you, and I can see you. You're fucking brown.
Scottish Widows, taking on your future together.
I got the power.
Easter eggs at Tesco with your club card or app. The power to lower prices.
What day is it? Blinds Day.
Harsh.
But fair. Bing bang bird's eye.
Not seen any paper in mail.
Bird's eye chicken dippers. Made from 100% chicken breast.
Where are you going? Try the improved recipe dippers.
Bird's eye's tastiest dippers yet.
Aha, Georgie has just discovered Smarty Mobile. And now, today's a good day. People like Georgie know a good SIM deal when they see one. So go ahead, Georgie, fist bump away. Search Smarty. Simple on this mobile.
Over 2/3 of postcodes in Great Britain are already playing People's Postcode Lottery.
And you can check all the winning postcodes on our website.
Now you want £10 a month.
One lucky postcode area will win a share of an incredible £7.9 million. And there's loads
Yeah, £10 a month out of my pocket.
Enter your postcode before midnight this Thursday to join in.
You never know.
We could be knocking on your door.
Someone's knocking at the door.
Yeah, who's knocking at my door? It's fucking police in NHS.
Get real results with Go Students one-to-one tutoring.
Oh, there's another nigga. Look, fuck's sake.
How? Perfectly matched tutors and personalised learning plans with lessons whenever they need them. That's what Go Student Tutoring feels like. Book a free tutoring lesson at gostudent.org.
Here we go. I make this look good.
Papa's got a brand new stash.
Oh Lord, there's two of them now.
You're never going to get my power.
You're never going to get my power. My power is my power. That is it.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Little pockets of play can appear anywhere. Go on a digital adventure anytime with Kinder Surprise. Because even the school run can be a little
Doobie-doobie-doobie-doobie-doobie-doo. Bit sausage.
Kinder Surprise. A little play means a lot.
Lovely.
Prisoner 17315, partner. What do you want? So you trust him? Almost certainly not.
You get Press File. Continues Sunday at 9 on ITV or watch the full series now on ITV Hub.
Welcome back to My Morning. So, Alan, are strikes making a comeback?
Arnold Clark, new and used cars. Proud sponsors of This Morning.
Welcome back to This Morning. Now, with reports that Bridgerton has dialed down its famous sex scenes for the show's second series.
Shame. Shame.
It is a
Isn't
shame.
it a
Well,
shame?
perhaps if your own relationship had turned a little bit PG.
Well, if you need that spark reignited in your relationship, you've got the right woman for the job. Because, I mean, Vanessa, you do practice what you preach.
Oh, well, I have to, otherwise I feel an absolute charlatan. I came on here and then went home and had a nice glass of a cup of Ovaltine and knitted a jumper and never had sex at all. Then I feel like a total hypocrite. So, yeah.
You did actually come on here. You did that advice the last time.
Yes.
Go home and you would rather have had lunch, you said, but
I felt I ought to.
because
I'd said I would. So I had to. And also the other half I think was watching. So once I came through the door, it's like, all right then, come on. Ready. Yeah, I heard you talking about this vegetable trail. Get on with it. Come on. I couldn't say no. I really couldn't say no. And I said yes.
Well, let's talk to Stacey. Hi, Stacey.
Hi.
Hi. Right. So this is a confidence thing.
It is, yeah.
Okay. In what way?
So basically, we had the biggest sex fight ever, and then had children, and now I have a mum tom, and I'm just not that confident in the bedroom anymore. And he said that he loves me, and it doesn't matter, but I just can't take the best off. I am not that confident, so I'm making it very PG instead of what it used to be.
Yeah.
And we've just got married, so.
All right. Well, this is what I think. I think there are loads and loads of women who feel exactly like you. And I must say, I'm not exempt from those feelings myself. I'm certainly not Elle Macpherson. You know, I know what my shortcomings are, and I know which bits are droopy and which bits are flabby. Everybody feels like that about themselves. But this man, A, loves you, B, has just married you, C, tells you you're gorgeous, and D, and this is the crucial one with blokes, wants to make love to you. And men can't fake it. You know, if you look at him and you see that he looks excited and he looks aroused and he wants to make love to you, that's how he feels. You can see that he's telling the truth. You know, he's not pretending, it's real. So I think this is the guy you love enough to marry. This is the guy you have to trust. He fancies you. You don't
The
have
real
to
Stone Draper.
with the best. Your mom
3
as you
contracts.
call it, to him,
They harassed
he's
me.
probably incredibly alluring and sexy, and he fancies the pants off you. So I think what you have to do is think from his perspective, which is he thinks you're a sex goddess, he wants to make love to you, he fancies you. Take it as it is, a huge compliment and a lovely chemical attraction that he feels for you. Don't second guess him. Trust him. That's what I think.
Oh, that's lovely advice. What do you think about that, Stacey?
It's very good advice, thank you. I just can't get myself out of it. I've tried every diet and can't get out of that.
It's not a diet. It doesn't sound like a diet
I've got one
thing.
more
though.
line. I'll say one more thing about it. It's not about do you fancy you. It's does he fancy you. So you would probably think, what kind of woman would a man fancy? Oh, she'd have to be absolutely perfect, taut tummy, pert boobs, fabulous kind of, arms with great lovely muscles.
Yeah, this is where's that fucking sim contract?
He fancies you. So take your cue from him. You're the woman that he wants. I think that's really all you need to know. Give yourself permission to enjoy how he feels about you. Don't be thinking for him.
That's not even used. It's fucking not even used. I don't know where the other one is. I don't know where it could be, but like,
I wouldn't say that I didn't mean it. I really mean it.
this is them approaching me, and I didn't fucking want it. But I kind of, I went, all right then. You know what I mean? I know my brother was with 3 and all this and all
Okay,
that.
so Sarah, you just want to have that spark back. Tell me what's going on.
We've got our oldest child is 4, and we've actually got a 11-week-old baby. I just feel like since we've had our second child, the spark has completely gone. Sorry, I'm just trying not to get upset. The spark has completely gone, and there's a lot of stress in the house between me and him. And I feel like, just how do we get that spark back between us? We've been together quite a long time now. We've got a lovely little family. Sometimes I think, is it my fault? Am I a bit postnatal? And with stress with general life, with just things going up, like prices going up in life, of money worries. I'm just a bit, I don't know, just want a little bit of advice, really.
Just tell me again, how long since you had the new baby?
Our little baby's 11 weeks old.
I mean, honestly, I mean, you're allowed 11 weeks to recuperate and not feel like you need to be swinging from the flipping chandeliers. My gosh. Be kind to yourself. Really, this is all very, very new.
I don't think I can make any phone calls. Oh, 2 fucking, that's it. I think let's have a look. I'll try and ring mum, see what we got.
Thank God for that. So you're allowed to take it easy at this point and work very gradually back towards, reigniting that spark between you. You're not. I don't think you don't have to. I don't think anyone would really expect you to be absolutely hot for the wild sex right now. The brand new baby.
So with a brand new baby,
exactly.
And everything was fine up until the new baby came.
Yeah, it was fine until then. Yeah,
Right,
and obviously,
I think
from 1 child to 2 is a massive step, and then general life stresses as well.
How many times do you? I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Or Ali, but you do the same. How many times do you say to your friends these days, stop overthinking?
Exactly.
You're overthinking.
And also, 11 weeks. So what if it was 14 weeks? What if it was 20 weeks? It doesn't matter. You've got to adjust to being a different side.
Well, there's 102 sim not working.
In the house, and you say money worries. I mean, there's a lot going on for you to think about. And I would put that on the back burner. I wouldn't even think about it for a couple more weeks, at least, maybe more, maybe a month, or maybe 6 more weeks, and then start gradually thinking about how you might do it. And one of the ways you might do it is something as simple as, you give him a massage and he gives you a massage. If it ends in sex, you have sex. If it doesn't and it ends in a cuddle and you fall asleep cuddling. And you just get closer and closer together, more and more intimate, more and more relaxed together until either or let's hope both of you feel like having sex. But don't feel under terrible pressure this soon. Too soon.
Sarah, is your partner quite understanding?
Yeah, he is really great support and stuff, and he tells me he loves me, and obviously I think my confidence has gone down as well since having a baby, but no, he is great. He still tells me he loves me and everything like that. It's just obviously it's a lot.
I think you're being very, very hard on yourself.
Me too.
And you're amazing. You've got a new baby.
Exactly. And sometimes there's this kind of idea of what other people are doing or what's normal for other people. What you feel like doing is what you feel like doing, and you don't feel like having sex because you've only got an 11-week-old baby. Don't do it yet. When you feel more in the mood, you'll know.
Oh, what the fuck?
Don't worry about it at all.
Oh, go back. That's it.
Sarah. Hi, Sandra. Hello, Sandra.
Hiya.
Hi there. Okay, what would you like to talk about?
Oh, 615.
I'm 50 and I'm going through the menopause, and sexually it really affected my marriage because I have no sex life. We've not had sex for a year. We'll have kisses and cuddles in bed, want to get back to how we used to be and get my sex life back.
Have you considered HRT? Has anyone suggested HRT to you?
I was on the patches for about 2 years, and I told my doctor a couple of times that they weren't making any difference. So I went to another doctor. She's took me off the patches and she's put me on a tablet, Femiston, to try them.
Yeah.
But that was only last week. So I'm just thinking, what happens if this doesn't work?
Well, you're overthinking again.
Yes.
What happens if this doesn't work?
Yeah,
Well,
it might work.
It does, and also these things, from what the discussions we've had here, they can take a while to find the balance
Exactly.
and for them to kick in properly.
Definitely. But I think the good thing and the lucky thing for you and everybody else going through this stage of life is doctors are so much better clued in than they used to be. They really are. And there are loads of websites and loads of people who have something to say about this and can help out. I think the thing not to do is just leave it. In this instance, if this new pill doesn't work, you go and see the GP again and say, do you know something? My libido still hasn't activated. I still don't feel like having sex. Maybe it's uncomfortable. Maybe you've got memories of the last time you did it. You didn't enjoy it. It was painful or unpleasant, and they're kind of shutting down, which is totally understandable. But don't leave it, because they will be able to help you, because there are so many more excellent products, excellent things available now.
What we'll
take
do,
advantage of.
Sandra, because this is a type of conversation very serious on the show. There's some sort of pioneering conversations. If you stay on the line, we've got all sorts of experts who I think will be able to talk through which HRT you're on, how long you can expect before it kicks in, what differences you can expect.
I can't find a loudspeaker. Hello. I thought you changed your recording. You got that recording of that like 25-year-old nipper. Last night I made a call, I think it was, and I found out it's the recording is a girl about the same age, and she's a bit better than what he is. But that's all right. That's not the issue. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. That's all right. It's no problem. I just got annoyed to hear that nipper, saying if you're under mental health, it's terrible, really. Anyway, the situation is Julie. As far as I know, she's supposed to call me today, but she might have my number, my mobile number, 02 number. But what it is, now I can't make calls because I think I've been harassed by several different SIM contracts and phones and all sorts going on. O2 did harass me. What they did do is they sent me a Samsung I didn't even want, and I got that contract. So I've got that phone as well. I've got like 4 phones. I've got like, well, at the moment, I'm not sure which one to use. Three approached me. I didn't approach them. And they started giving me their sales pitch and all that sort of stuff. And we've got the Realstone Raver, which is a name I use on Instagram. And I've been promoting people with caps, different color caps. I've got a printer in Halifax. It's been doing all my promotional stuff, looking after a lot of people really and making them feel a lot better than they've ever been. Anyway, the situation is. Julie, I don't know what she's going to do today. I know the last time I see her, she come round and she got keys safe put outside my house, right? And I think it was yesterday or the day before that. I phoned them up in the morning. I said, I don't want this here outside my house, right? Okay. It allows the police and the NHS to come storming straight into my house just like that. And like I say, yeah, I know, but yeah, I've just had some letters. I've had the Pope. No, she can't. No. My home lines. I've got a nice Panasonic. I ended up buying 2 because one was sent back as not working properly. But I'm sure I've not been refunded the 70 quid or whatever it was I paid for the Panasonic. So I've got another one on eBay, but I can't get loudspeaker on it or anything. So that's all right, I suppose. But like what I've got to deal with. Yesterday I dealt with Tesco Mobile debt collectors asking for £700. But that's all right. I squashed all that stuff. You know, I got it all dealt with. Well, yesterday I was, actually last night it was, I said it was a shame about O2 scamming people because I was scammed a couple of times. It was about 2004 in the middle of a section unit. I was harassed by someone selling me an O2 business contract, a SIM contract, and I was paying fortunes, and I was getting dragged around in different section units everywhere. And I remember I was in one section unit, and I was actually shouting and going crazy at O2 because they were costing me a fortune. And it was a third party situation where I was harassed into a contract, and I was paying probably £70 a month or whatever it was, and it was too much for me. So I got it down from worldwide unlimited calls and text and data to UK only. So it's not a very good business contract. It was terrible, really. But I mean, do you know what? When you're locked up in sections and dragged around all over the country, where you end up making panic situations occur, like when someone's offering you all these good deals, you try to sort something out. But you can't get focused because you're dragged out of your house every 2 seconds. Well, I don't know. This is what I don't know, really. I mean, she might have. Well, I don't know, really. Well, I just realised I can't make any calls on my business contracts. So they know. I mean, what it was. I was live on YouTube, right? And I got put through to about three different departments of O2. And I said, look, mate, I'm live on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. And he hung up the phone and ran away. People do run away. The minute I say I'm live, that is it. You know what I mean? People get scared because I catch them. I got Brian coming into my home, dictating this, that, and the other to me. And he's just a kid, you know, really, honestly. And he stood there with a depot injection. No, he's not a nurse. He's not. He's just got into this country, or his family's got into this country. They've had a kid. That kid's grown up, and he's been training and studying to be working for the NHS. Do you know what? Let me tell you something, right? After he is, well, you say he's trained and everything, right? The next day, I had Stephen Aber, right, asking me. Because he was talking to me like a friend, okay? He reminds me that he owes me a breakfast. He did promise me a breakfast. He never gave me it at all. And then he said, can you remove that? Can you remove that? I said, no, because I'm better than EastEnders. I've got EastEnders. I'm catching like police, doctors and all sorts. And the situation is, basically, I mean, I phoned the police yesterday, and the police lady says she spoke to the sergeant, because I want that police lady to come into my home and abducted me and put me in Basingstoke. You know, that's what she done, and I caught her, and she was there, right? She's on YouTube. That's it. You know, and I said that's the first person. And before I went to sleep last night, I phoned the police again, and I said, oh yeah, look on Facebook, and you'll see Gordon Thomas, right? And you'll see the police putting me in a van. On my Facebook profile, the whole story about my life, the piano man who covered Somerset, London, everywhere, left everyone happy, all the families happy with the piano, and the Dutch embassy, you know. And what makes me feel even better now, I've got what's his name, Mark Gregory. He's from Havant. He's got the same situation where NHS are trying to get him to pay to go and have a depot injection. I said, mate, look, stop all that shit. You don't need it. You know, sorry. Yeah, okay, all right. What Julie can do, Julie can actually make a few calls if she wants, and she can actually try and help me deal with all these contracts. And tell her she's got to get rid of that key safe, and I've got no money at all. and I'm hoping to get down to the jewelers. The jewelers are on my side 100%. You know, they're going to give me about £150 tomorrow. I could work with people's mental state, no problem at all. I can make people feel good, great, you know, like amazing. But the way I'm treated, I'm treated like shit, to be honest. Yeah, I had a budgeting loan. I was low on money, and I had a budgeting loan, but it got sent back because that bloody police lady took me in January to Basingstoke, and I've only recently got home, sort of things. So that they know how bad the police are getting. Yeah, right. What's your name? Sorry, who was it? What's her first name? No, she's gone. But she wouldn't give me her first name or nothing. Right. Yeah, it's not loud. I don't know. Fuck. I want a loudspeaker, you know what I mean? So I can hear what they're saying and all that. It's crazy. It's just been 3 hours. Oh, it's 3 hours. Oh, I better go, really. I slagged off to O2. I did, honestly. It's funny, really. No more phone calls. All these years and I can't make a phone call. And it's good, and that's great. I'm like, oh my God. No, it's not working. It's not working. That's that sim. That sim's fucked now. Oh, and I've been contacting MPs and everything like that. MPs and one of my reels on Instagram said about Russia. You know, maybe we can work on ideas because what it is, I know it's wrong that Russia have gone and attacked Ukraine and all that sort of stuff, and we can look after the Ukrainians. That's no problem. But I do see Russia have control over fucking USA. You know what I mean? Like, USA is like got fucking Facebook, and it was on the news that they don't even want fucking Facebook or Instagram or on Russian land and all that shit going on, wherever it is, something like that. I don't know. And I thought that's powerful. That is. And they got the latest fucking war stuff going, you know, like whatever it is, rockets and all that sort of shit going on. Well, maybe they can help me because I'm getting treated like shit in this country. You know, this country, my own country, by Africans, Asians, Muslims, and fucking all the brown people in this country. What the fuck? Yeah. If Russia comes and helps me get rid of all these brown people in this country, I'd be laughing like fuck. I'd be like, thanks, mate. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go now, right? Okay. Oh, shit. Right, this is it. No more numbers. That's it. That number's going now, I think. I'll do a landline call to Aerial Direct and say, right, okay, come on, tell me what's going on. Hey. La 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 la. I think this is the Vodafone that's managed to fucking control the shit out of everybody. So I could be on Vodafone or I might be stay on free. I don't know yet. I'm paying 40 quid for fucking. Actually, looking on this, it looks pretty good. Actually, it does look pretty cool. 2 phone numbers. There's my numbers. Yeah, there's 2 numbers. So it's got to be one of them. This has got to be one of them. What number is that? Let's have a look. Your SIM number. 626. Yeah, there it is. 626. And it says right. It's quite good. It is pretty good. I'll say it. Business unlimited data. Business unlimited data. Unlimited minutes. 24. Wherever the fuck that is. We've got to work out what to do now because I've got O2 phones, right? And I've got 3 and I've got fucking Vodafone. Oh. I want to say goodbye to Aero Direct. You know, they harassed me. They did. I was in the section unit and they harassed me into a section, into a contract, and it was fucking crazy. 3 hours and 9 minutes. Should we go for 3.5 hours? Oh, I don't know really. No, fuck it. I'm going to say goodbye. Right. I'll see you in maybe a little while. If Julie gets here, I might try and fucking catch her out. And the minute she comes in the door, I'll go, ching, we'll be live again. And see if I can get you to listen to Julie. Yeah, Julie. Oh, you're quite a nice lady. I do like you, Julie. But like I say, you keep treating me like I'm vulnerable and I'm fucked up and all this and that. All right. Let me drag you around all these section units and tell you you're gonna have a needle in your ass. You'll probably feel similar to me. A bit fucked up. Yeah. Right. Okay. Mouse. There we go. Yeah, mouse. Ting, ting. Right. Let's say goodbye. Come on. Oh, here we go. That's it. End stream. Yep. I'm saying goodbye right now. 3 hours and 10 minutes. Wow.